Good evening, good evening, good evening, good afternoon, depending on where you are in the world. My name is Andre Campbell, Chairman and Trader. I want to welcome everyone to this call today. Go ahead and put in the chat if you have not already done so. You know, where you're joining us from. We're super excited to have you. And I definitely want to say congratulations for taking the time out on a Saturday. You know, depending on where you are in the world. I see we got people here from the UK, Amsterdam, South Florida, here in the US, various parts of the world. And you definitely took the time out, Netherlands in the house, to join us today. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, not going to be long today, not going to be drawn out. We're going to be fast and furious like the markets, like money. And as we know, money never sleeps. And this call today is called the best of both worlds. What we're going to do is give you some information to help you on your trading journey, hopefully. And then also, not only with your trading, but those of us who are also building a global, worldwide business, give you a few extra nuggets on that from my right-hand man, the man himself, the legend, Ahmed Jamayanle, over there in the UK. So once again, we want to welcome all of our chairman leaders. I see we have Mr. Lawrence L.Y. Young on the call, all our platinum leaders, all of our customers, everyone on the team. Once again, welcome. If you're on this call, if you listen to the recording and you're seeing this information for the first time, I want to say welcome, congratulations to you also for finding this information. Today, ladies and gentlemen, I'm super thankful and grateful, you know, that I had the privilege and this information was shared with me, you know, about 3 years ago, and I'm thankful for that. The first thing I want to do is do this, right? We want to give out some homage and respect to some important people in my life and the life of many people on this call. And these people are the reasons why the majority of us are even here. First and foremost, the CEO of I Am Master Academy, Mr. Christopher Terry, the man, the myth, the legend himself. You know, he put together something that's right now phenomenal and helping not only us, but men and women around the world. So everybody put a 10 in the chat for the CEO himself, Mr. Christopher Terry. And the next people I want to go out to is this couple you see here on the screen, a dynamic couple, Mr. Lawrence Young and Miss Tamara Young, Hurricane LY, super people, super couple. And this couple is the reason why I even, you know, am here today. You know, Lawrence got me in touch with Chris Terry, actually met with Chris in Miami, had lunch, chopped it up, and saw the vision for this. And this couple right now is responsible for just about everyone on this call. I know we may have various different teams, and they're spearheading a global movement, the Rich Girls, Rich Guys Trade. And I know personally, I couldn't do or be doing what I was doing without this couple. We love them, we respect them, and we definitely want to congratulate them. Everybody put a 2, a big 2 for this power couple in the chat.
Let's go.
Let's go. Big 2s popping up. Okay, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna be fast and furious today once again, and give you some information today that's gonna benefit you, hopefully, and impact your lives. Now, for those of you who do not know my story very quickly today, this is not about me. This is actually about each and every one of you. You know, one of the things I do, I like to give back and, you know, call some trades in the Vibrato Web Analyzer. And because of that, I'm getting calls and messages from people all around the world. You know, Andre, how do you do that? You know, how does it work? And I understand that because why? I was on the same journey. I'm still on the journey, still learning every day, still a student. And that's why I love trading what we're doing. The sky is beyond the limit. So if you're excited about that, put a 1 in the chat. The sky is beyond the limit. Put a 1 in the chat. Now, the next thing I want to do before I get started, I want to say a big thank you to every single person who said yes to this journey with us. Ahmed Jamayanle, my right-hand man over here in the UK, my right-hand man over here in the US, Mr. Greg G. Money White, Yvette McCrae, Terry Wooten, Gilo Morgan, so many different people, Johnny O, Remy Martin. There's so many people, don't want to leave anyone out. I could go down the list over and over. When you get chairman, your team begins to grow, and there's so many people. But I want to say from the bottom of my heart, thank you to each and every one of you for participating in my success. Wouldn't be here, couldn't do it without each and every one of you. Nobody gets a chairman by themselves, ladies and gentlemen. So if you want to go on that journey, help a lot of people and always reach back, be humble and edify, and recognize those who help you along your way. Now, what we're going to do right now is going to a few key things to consider on your trading journey. Now, what I want you to understand is this, right? I'm a person who, when I began trading, I never demo trade. Actually, I put in my first trade back in 2008, back in the day, after I had a mortgage company and we went through the financial crisis in the US, lost everything, was over. Someone came to me about this trading thing, didn't know anything about it. There was no education like this. There was no I Am Master Academy. As a matter of fact, at that time, we weren't even trading on phones. As a matter of fact, I got my Samsung Galaxy Note Plus right here. Android in the house, Android in the house. iPhone, you guys are all right too. Android, Team Android. If you were Team Android, put an A in the chat. If you were iPhone, put an I in the chat. Let's see who wins. A or I, Android or iPhone. I'm down with Samsung. Waiting for that Galaxy Note 20 Plus Ultra to come out in about next month. Gonna grab that. Okay. Jordan in the house. Jordan. I see iPhone and we like buy iPhone also. But here's the key thing, right? Smartphones came out in 2007. So before that, those of us who are now earning and learning on our phones, there was none of that. I didn't have any education, any mentors. We basically got on the internet, found a few indicators, a few so-called gurus, threw some things together, ended up making some money, losing a lot of money. And just over the years, just try to stay with it. And then lo and behold, here comes Chris Terry with the I Am Master Academy. At that time, it was a different name. Jumped in, and the rest, as they say, is history. So over my years, over my experience, these are some of the things that I've found that are crucial, critical, to anyone's success long-term, to be a consistent, profitable trader. And that is a goal for us all, consistency and profitability. Now, the first thing here, very simply, is your why. Why are you doing this? Some people, they get started, hey, I want to earn this, I want to earn that, I want to do this, I want to do that. What is your why? You got to have a why, because guess what? When things get a little rough, as they can, while you're learning. Now, I want you to understand, and I'm going to break this down. I'm speaking to the person who wants to get into the charts and say, you know what? I want to learn everything about trading. I want to be able to do it on my own. Now, the great thing, if you're listening to this or if you're new, you don't have to learn everything, because guess what? The I Am Master Academy, we have tools, systems, softwares, educators that, guess what? That can do the majority of the work for you. All you have to do is be a good person at following directions and be a good copycat, right? So once again, have a burning desire why. That's going to keep you in the game through the disappointments, through the rough times, through the joy and the pain. The next thing, very crucial, very important, is mentoring. Now, I'm biased, but I believe we have the best mentoring education platform on the entire planet. We have over 100 men and women educators who 7 days a week, multiple languages, will hold your hand and walk you through these markets on how to learn. Some people are trying to figure it out on their own, get in here with their mentoring. As a matter of fact, we got a top guy that we got all have a lot of respect for. His name is Curtis Branch. Curtis Branch. Someone put a C in the chat for Curtis Branch. I'd highly recommend that you check him out. Top educator, phenomenal, passionate about this skill set, passionate about teaching. That's once again, big shout out to Mr. Curtis Branch. Next thing, number 3, who are you? A lot of people ask me, well, Andre, when you do these trades, what are you looking at? Long-term, short-term? Your goal is this, right? You want to figure out, based on your personality, based on your temperament, based on your schedule, what kind of trader you're going to be. Do you want to go with the daily, the 4-hour, the long-term markets? Or are you a person, you just want to get into markets, grab a few pips, make a few profits, and get in? Once again, this is all going to match your personality. But the key thing is this, to understand which one you are. Because you may be a person with a short-term mindset that you're trying to trade a long-term system, and vice versa. And it may not work for you. So find that out, who are you in this trading game? Number 4, jack of all strategies, master of one or master of none. Now, some of you on this call, my favorite pair. If you know my favorite pair, my favorite thing to trade, put it in the chat. What am I trading right now? It's one thing, right? I'm focused on one. There it is, SPX 500, SPX 500. Now, this is what I wanted to say, right? It doesn't matter which one you trade, gold, oil, futures, crypto. It does not matter, binary options. Just find what suits your personality and suits you. Now, this is what we found, right? And this is important to understand. Some of the biggest hedge funds in the world, some of the big trading institutions, when you go there, guess what they do, right? They don't bring you in and hire you and have you trading multiple 20 pairs. They're giving you one, maybe two or three things for you to focus on and for you to master. Now, when I began, I didn't understand that. I was trying to trade everything that moved. Some of you could probably relate, when the market opens up, anything that moves, you're trying to trade it. But what that does is it causes a lot of confusion because the human mind can only process a certain amount of information at one time. So I suggest what you want to do for yourself personally is master one instrument, right? Now, Andre, you saying just trade one instrument? No, master one instrument. The rest is easy. So you spend 90% of your time on that one instrument or 10% mastering that one instrument. Guess what you do with the remainder of the time? Use the products, tools, software that this company has. That is going to help you on your journey. While you're watching that one pair, you're dancing with it. When it goes up, when it goes down, when it goes sideways, you're focused on that pair. I always know where the SPX 500 is. I always know where it is because it's the only thing I'm primarily watching, and I'm mastering that. I'm not perfect. We never become perfect, but we become better and better as we go over time. So always remember that. Number 5, system jumping. I used to do this a lot, right? You begin and this week, this system is working good. Next week, that system is working good because the one you're working now, the wins aren't piling up as much. And you go from system to system to system. Go to YouTube, go to this, go to that. I'm going with this guru. Oh, this company came over here with that. Oh, this guru over here was with that. Oh, no, she's doing with that. And what happens is you master nothing. What happens is you just confuse yourself. What happens is you just begin your trading journey over and over again. Because guess what? By the time you leave system A to go learn system B and system 3, 4, you're always learning a new system. Once again, going back to master, you're not mastering anything. You want to stay consistent. Don't jump companies, don't jump systems, don't jump teams. I'm getting hint, clue. Stay consistent and focused. Number 6, emotional intelligence. Andre, what is that? The capacity to be aware of, control, and express one's emotions. That's a whole other training I do on trading psychology, which I believe is, I'm gonna hold that, is very, very important to your trading journey. Last but not least, the big one, ladies and gentlemen, to master and become great at anything, whether it's shooting a basketball, kicking a soccer ball, archery, running, whatever it is, trading, you have to go through the paces of the repetition over and over and over and over again. I failed over and over and over and over again, spent hours over and over and over again, looking at the charts, back testing, going back. Why did I lose this trade? Why did I win this trade? Many people get into the markets and they don't even know why they won or they lost. They never take the time to go back and look at that, but it's repetition. If you want to master trading, I believe it's going to take about, to be a pure trader, about at least 3 years. Andres, you mean if I sign up on Monday and I'm not a profitable trader on Friday, something's wrong? That's the mentality a lot of people have. They want to begin trading today and think that tomorrow they're going to be an expert trader or a master trader or a profitable trader. It takes time. But once again, well, Andre, can I earn? Yes. Because once again, while you're on your trading journey, utilize the tools, the academy, go through the educators. And I'm going to touch on some of the tools that we have. We have so many tools: swipe coins, swipe trades, price trap, pivots, levels. There's so many things that take you out of the picture. So now all you're doing, you're following a system. And system stands for save yourself time, energy, and the big one, money. We all want to save ourselves money, right? Do you know there are a lot of people right now and they go on YouTube and they see a video and they jump in the market and they're trying to earn in the market and they don't understand and they're just losing. They don't have the whole picture. It's like trying to drive a car with only a few parts of the engine. You need the entire picture. So utilize that with repetition and your trading journey is going to expand. Now, what I definitely want to understand is this, ladies and gentlemen, right? On your trading journey, and this happened to me and happens to a lot of people, some of you on this call, there's no one point where you just wake up one day and say, oh, I got it, that's it. It's a gradual progression consistently over time. And this is why many people don't get it, because many people Once they have the joy, they're elated. Once they have the pain, they want to give up and quit. But they don't understand it's not a destination, it's a journey. And over time, as you're going gradually, one day you're getting gooder and gooder, as they say. You're getting better and better. And then the mistakes that you used to make before, you recognize them now. You know, that block you used to go around before and you got mugged, you don't go around that block anymore, analogy. But you begin to see these things. So once again, understand it is definitely a journey. Don't give up on yourself. Now, this is what I'm gonna do very quickly. And I'll make it a little chart work. I know everybody wants to see the charts, wants the charts, you know, what's going on in the charts. And I understand that. This is what I'm going to do very quickly, right? Bum, bum, bum. Let me touch on that. Get it out of the way. The charts, right? Now, what you're looking at here is the MetaTrader 4. And this is what I utilize to trade. How are we doing on time here? We're doing good. Not going to keep you long today. And it doesn't matter what platform you're utilizing. Here's one of the key nuggets I'm going to give you, right? One thing, write this down. Look at the daily time frame and trade in that direction, right? This is the SPX 500. I'm going to go to the daily time frame. And this was from Friday at the time of recording. I didn't even trade Friday. Nice move up. But just look at the daily time frame and trade in the direction of the daily time frame. Andre, what do you mean by that, right? Let me get rid of these lines, right? This is what I mean by that, right? Let's just say, for those of you who are watching it the first time, these red candlesticks are when we sell, when the market is going down. The blue is when we buy, when the market's going up. If you don't know, we buy and sell. So over here on the big drop, this was in March. It began up here in February when the SPX and US 30, everything started to dive, right? All I'm saying is this, right? If you look at your chart, you just turn it on, you can see this in 1 second. If you saw it was red the previous day, it does not matter if you're trading on the 1 minute, 5 minute, 15 minute, whatever, just trade in that same direction of the trend. You've heard this, a trend is your friend. When it's going up, blue, 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 just trade in that direction. Now right here, I'm gonna go from here. This was over 6 days, almost 5,000 pips in 6 days. And matter of fact, we caught some of these trades coming down. Here, had a little time where for 3 days, it was primarily going up, consolidating. And then what happened? It tanked again over 11 days for over 8,000 pips. If you understand that one nugget, hey, you know what? Andre said, if I see red, just trade in the direction of the daily time frame. Now, as easy as that is to say, it's still very hard for most people to do, because most people are going to spend the majority of their time on the 1 minute time frame, the 5 minute time frame. They will never see the daily time frame. What you want to do, you want to look above the trees. You're in the helicopter, the plane. Let me get above the forest to see, you know, what's going on, a bigger picture, a broader picture. Very, very simple nugget right there, right? And I can go back in time and look at this, and you see times where you had all blue, blue, blue. So you mean right here, Andre, from this was October 2019 all the way to right here. This was November. For how many days? About 29 days, about a month. All you're doing is just taking buys, 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 buys. Every time I pull back, just do a buy. That's what I mean. And you can see over time for days down, days up, days down. A child could do this. You have big trends and you're going to have small trends, and identify that. Very, very simple. Trade in that direction. Another thing I want you to understand is I spend the majority of my time back testing, not trading. When I didn't know what I was doing, I spent the majority of my time trading and losing. Now I spend the majority of my time back testing, sitting on my hands, waiting for good trades to set up before just jumping in and being impulsive. Now, this is what I'm gonna do very quickly right here, and I'm gonna show you the back test real quick. Let's say this is a naked chart, and I know some people use different things, moving averages. I'm just gonna slap on 2 moving averages on here. I'm gonna go with let's go with a 10 simple, and I'm gonna put on another one people like to use. Let's go with a 50. A lot of people love the 50 moving average, and all of this is in the academy. Once again, get on Go Live TV. This is just a simple demonstration, right? So let's say I say to you, you know what? When the green line is below the yellow, sell. When the green line is above the yellow, buy. Very simple. If you understand in the chat, put a 1. If you understand that, put a 1 in the chat, right? Very, very simple. Okay. So here, I'm now on the 1 hour time frame, right? And this is just a simple technique. Once again, you have to master this over time. As you do it, you'll become better and better at it and more proficient, right? So here, the green line's above, right here. Right here, it's above, that's a buy. Right here, it's below. This is a sell, right? Now, time frames, trading with multiple time frames. I want you to understand there really are no time frames. It's all one big market. Here is a monthly view of this market. We just break it down for us, the human mind, to break it up into portions, but there's really no time frame. It's one big fluid market, and it's moving in waves, and depending on where you're looking at it and when you're looking at it, you see a different picture. Okay, so watch this, right? I'm gonna go right here. Okay, I'm back over here. This is the 1 hour time frame, right? Now, what you can do, what is happening big on one time frame, you could drop down to a smaller time frame and get a better entry. Andre, what do you mean? That means you have less risk, so you get in with a smaller stop loss, and you can come in and potentially pick up more profit. Now, watch this. I'm gonna drop down to this time frame. Right here, the green line hasn't crossed the yellow yet on this time frame, which is an H1 time frame. Every candlestick represents 1 hour. I know I'm talking fast, so I have a lot of information. This is recorded, so you can go back and watch it, right? So I may want to drop down right here to the 15-minute time frame, right? I'm gonna drop down. Now, what are the rules, right? Let me find my place. Let me move this off my screen over here. Get that out of the way. Okay. The rules is what? If the green line is below the yellow, you sell. If the green line is above the yellow. Look at this. I dropped onto the 15-minute. The 15-minute is already in the sell. The green line, the moving average, cross over here. I want you to understand this, right? These lines, the yellow and the green line, they do not control the candles. The candles make and control the green and yellow line, the moving averages. That's another training. Look it up in the academy. Learn how moving averages work. But the key thing to kiss it and keep it super simple, once again, the rules, green line below the yellow, you sell. You're taking all these sell trades, 35 pips here, 300 pips here, 700 pips here. That was 350 pips right there on the 15-minute time frame, right? I'm gonna go back to the 1 hour. And this was before the 1 hour even set up, right? After you're doing this for a period of time, you begin to see this before it even happens, right? Here's a 1 hour again. I'm looking at the 1 hour picture. The green line's above. It's not ready yet. I drop onto the 15-minute. Watch this. Bam, right here. Here went below, the little fake reverse up here, trapped all the people who thought it was going to go long, a bull trap. And then what did it do? It dropped the hammer, went down for another 700 pips. If you have $1, you just made $700. What if you have $5 or a standard lot, like some of your trading? That's $7,000 in a matter of a few hours. You know, once again, this is a very simple strategy. Does not matter which moving average you use. They are all right at some times. You know, people get caught up with this moving average, that number. It does not matter. Once again, going off a simple, basic market structure. Here, I use a 10 simple and the 50. Once again, back test it. Now, speaking about back testing, right? This is what you want to do, right? Many people back test like this. They go from right to left. That means they go from over here back this way. Anybody can do that. Oh, I'm seeing if I'd have crossed here, if it would have did this. And this doesn't matter if you're using RSI, CCI, Cloud. It does not, oh, I'm looking. What you want to get good at is back testing this way, going from this way to this way. When you can do that and you see what's over here, everything to the left is a history, right? But to the right, it's a mystery. So when I back test, I'm like this. Okay, I'm doing like this. It's above, the green's above. I'm only buying. I'm not going with the fake right here of price getting faked out. The amateur right here, oh, the candlesticks were down, push the sell button, boom, I'm in. What happened? I told you the rule. Green above the yellow, you stay long. So what I would have been doing on this pullback, I would have bought somewhere in here. Matter of fact, I'm gonna drop down to the 5-minute time frame. Watch this. Right here, here's a fake out. I may drop down to the 5-minute time frame. Boom, 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 boom. Here it is right here. Once it comes back above, I'm back in. So once again, you following simple rules. This is a simple strategy. And what I'm doing, I'm looking to the right. Okay, it's above still. It's above still. Boom. There it is. It pulled back below the 10. And what happened? Exploded right back up. Gave you another 200 and something pips in a few minutes. 200 pips a day will keep all the bill collectors away. 200 pips a day can make you wealthy in this game, ladies and gentlemen. That's why I love the S.
Andre, what moving averages are those, bro?
This is a 10 and the 50, simple. 10 and the 50, simple. 10 and the 50, simple.
Both are simple?
Yeah, both are simple, right? And once again, guys, you can use any moving average combination you want, the 8 exponential, it does not matter. Just what you want to do is have a rule. Because where we get into trouble is we start breaking our rules. Well, you know what? The candle, flashed down right here. It fell down 250 pips. This must be a sell. Let me forget about the rules. I'm going with the sell. And you get caught up in the emotion, that emotion thing of trading. Just as soon as you get in, what happens? Boom, exposed back the other way. You don't have a stop loss. You're over leveraged. You're back to the drawing board, blowing account. Once again, simple rule base. Okay, and once again, you want to back test going from the left to right. Okay, I'm in the trade. What happens? You're following this. We're in, making profit. Boom, 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 boom. Still going up. Now what happens? Oh, price falls below. Green line fell below the yellow line. This is the buy or sell. Put in the chat, S for sell, B for buy. See who's paying attention. S for sell, B for buy. I see sell, 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 S. One person knows, Faith James. Congratulations, Faith James is a sell. Okay, let's see what happens. Boom, boom. It comes back up. Right here, the amateur. Oh, it's going to go back up. It came from out here at the bottom. It hit a major support. It's got to be going back up. News happened, whatever. They jump in right here on this candle right here. Jump in. They think it's going to break up, going up. What happened? What's the rules? Green line below the yellow line. A child can do this. Very hard, unfortunately, sometimes for adults to do it, because a child will say this. Well, Andre, you said the green line below the yellow, sell, no problem. An adult will say this, but Andre, what if the green line is close to the yellow? Or what if this, what if that? The adult mind has a tendency to overcomplicate simple things, right? Now the candles go back up, green line cross above, now you're back in the buy. And the market does this over and over and over again. Every breakout, even when you lose, and you will have losing trades, if you follow the system, don't fall in love with it going short. Oh, I know it's going to go down. We don't know anything. People ask me all the time, Andre, where's it going? I don't know where it's going. I just jump on the horse for the ride. That's it. So what I mean by this, right? Don't overcommit that, oh, it's going to go down, because the amateur begins to count their money. Oh, if it goes down 100 pips, 200 pips, 300 pips, I'm going to buy some new red bottoms, get some new rims, buy this, buy that. That's what the amateur does. The expert trader realizes that we don't know where the market's going to go, right? So when the market turns and the green line goes back above the yellow, it does not matter. We close that trade. Amateur, oh, it's going to come back. Oh, it's going to come back. It's going to come back. It may not come back for weeks, months. And always remember this. There's no limit to the amount of money you can earn trading, but there is a limit to how much we can lose trading. That's the key. We have a limited amount of funds in our account, right? So you always want to be mindful of that. So when this thing turns, once again, follow the rules, you better be turning with it and going the other way. Don't wait for it to come back. It may not come back. And once again, you will make up your small loss and more profit. Adults, we don't like to be wrong. We hate to be wrong. We hate to be wrong. I'm going to move the stop loss. I'm going to give it more room to breathe. Or they start doubling up. Oh, here it goes again to go down. And once again, when it turns, you turn. Hopefully that makes sense. Small losses and bigger wins, Sophia. You're exactly right. Okay, that's it for charts today. Once again, get inside the academy. We have over 100 people teaching this stuff every single day, 7 days a week. This and much, much more. Once again, this was just something simple to go over the charts. Now, the next thing I want you to understand, which is vitally important, vitally crucial, what I'm going to give you right now is something that can help you after this call today. Take your trading to a next level, not tomorrow. I mean, when the markets open up tomorrow, if you're trading Bitcoin right now. Andre, when are you going to get your own channel and go live? Hey, I'm in retirement. Me and Lawrence Young, Amanda, we've got some yachts to be on out here. And I don't have time right now to get on and go live. But that's back in the days. Maybe one day come out of retirement. Right now, we're building a global team. So once again, we got so many people, some young guns in there, great people. Lee Allen, Curtis Cobain, Stevenson Lindor, Owen Wright, Manny Fernandez, Abel Melendez, so many people get in there. Now, here is a key thing that messes up, I would say 99.9% of people who are losing money right now. Money management, risk management. And this is the picture I want to paint. I want you to understand this, right? I Am Master Academy, we have so many tools, so many softwares, so many systems. These systems are overwhelmingly profitable. I'm going to repeat that. They are overwhelmingly profitable. That means if you follow them, guess what? You're going to earn money. But you have to follow them. Just got to show you a simple system and get out of our own way. But what people don't understand is the risk management. People always say, Andre, show me your strategy. Teach me this, teach me that. It's not the strategy. We've got strategies from here to Bangladesh. There's so many strategies. It's not the strategy. It's understanding that you have a finite amount of capital that you have to preserve and that you have to grow over time. So let's get into it. Now, you're looking at 4 fundamentals of trading right here. Number 1, the trading system, trading program, money management, psychology of trading. The amateur trader, their main concern is the trading system. That's it. They don't want to go through the academy. They don't want to get the extra learning. They don't want to get on Go Live TV. They want to jump right into the trading strategy. Andre, give me the Holy Grail. Give me that system. You know, the system's making all the money. And they fund their account. They jump right in and they begin having problems. It's not the system. If it was a system, we can package a software, give it to the world, and everybody would make a ton of money. Training program, right? A lot of people, they want to overlook that. Overlooking the training program is like we all want to become surgeons, right? After 6 months of medical school. 6 months of medical school, we're in the ER, ready to operate, getting scrubbed up, and we're going to kill the patients, right? That's what happens with our accounts. We kill our accounts because we jump too far into the deep end of the pool, right? Without learning how to swim. Money management and trading psychology. Trading psychology is the number 1 thing that's going to separate the man, the woman, whoever from ever getting this consistently. It's number 1. I have them there in reverse because once again, this is how people look at it. Trading psychology is the most overlooked part of trading. Once again, remember that emotional intelligence, that has everything to do with your trading. That's a whole other training. I have a training on that. I will do it at another time. The next thing is money management. And that's what we're going to go on today, money management. So once again, remember these things, trading system, trading program, money management, and get them in proper order. So spend a lot of time on your personal self with the trading psychology. Now, very quickly, lot sizing, right? If you're new, if you do not know, we have what's called lot sizing, right? That is the amount of money basically that we're placing on a trade. Okay, I got a trading account with $100 or $1,000 or $100,000. How much per trade out of my money am I willing to risk on that one trade? We never expose everything to the market at one time, right? Micro lots you see right there, 0.01. Mini lot 0.1, and the big standard lot, which everyone wants to get to, 1.0. And in most cases, that will give you $10 per what? $10 per pip. Each movement on the charts, each movement on the football field, each movement on a ruler, each notch is what we call a pip, right? And here you have a few more examples. Very, very simple. Once again, this is all in the I Am Mastery Academy. Get in there and learn this information, right? Now, here is a rule that a lot of institutional traders that came up with. It's called the 2% rule. And this rule, very simple, is designed to give you time to master your techniques, master your strategy, especially when you're new, without risking all of your capital, right? Because we're always battling hope, fear, and greed, right? So here's what happens, right? They found that if you utilize and implement the 2% rule, it would take you 50 consecutive losing trades to blow all your money. Now, guess what? In the I Am Master Academy, all the tools we have, swipe coins, swipe trades, pivots, levels, price trap, gold cup, all these different things, none of these tools, none of these strategies, none of these softwares have ever lost 50 trades in a row. As a matter of fact, they've never lost 20 trades in a row, right? Are we going to have patches of losing trades? Of course, 2 or 3 trades here. But if you understand the 2% rule and apply it to your own personal trading, it will make all the difference in the world. And I'm going to explain to you a real life situation, how I know that for a fact, right? Because as some of you know, I give out my own personal trades through the vibrato, the web analyzer, right? And despite the fact that I've had months where I may have lost 2 trades the entire month. I mean, we literally made thousands of pips, right? Do you know there were still people who lost? They didn't make any profit because they didn't understand this. I lost and didn't make any profit until I understood and respected this, right? So the 2% rule, definitely understand that, definitely implement it. Once again, this is all about under risk management in the I Am Master Academy, right? Now, let's say you're not utilizing the 2% rule, only risking 2% of your trading capital at any one time. That means 2% total. That means if you're in 20 different trades, they should not equal more than 2% of your account balance. Because guess what? If all 20 trades lose, you lost way more than 2%, right? But let's say you're risking 10% on each trade. Everybody wants to grow their account fast. Everybody wants to get to the big money, right? But let's say you're going with 10% on a trade, right? A trade is called and you win a trade. You lose the next 2 trade, right? 10%, 10%, boom. You begin going backwards very quickly. 10 losing trades in a row at 10%, account is over. It's done. And this happens to people over and over again. If you're on this call, you've been trading for a period of time, it's probably already happened to you quite a few times. And we want to stop that. You want to respect this 2% rule. People who are trading billions of dollars, institutional traders, hedge fund managers, they respect this rule. And that's how they're able to do what they do. That's how we're able to do what we do. Now you're trading with no stress. You're not, glued to the market. You're not doing all kind of crazy things, moving your stop loss, sweating, calling me, Andre, do you think it's going to go up or down? You think it's going to come back? I don't know what it's going to do, right? Practice this 2% rule. As a matter of fact, do this. When you trade this week, even if you have an account where you're trading in the Wild Wild West, open another account and practice this rule. I guarantee you every single time, 100% guaranteed, this account over time is going to have more profit than the one that you're not respecting this rule, right? Now, here's what happens, right? Let's say right now, everyone on this call, everyone on this training, you have an account with a $20,000 balance, right? 2% of 20,000 is what? Put it in the chat. You can see it here. Is what? It's $400, right? So this means whether you can either trade from yourself, from Vibrata, from the Web Analyzer, Gold Cup, Swipe Coin, it does not matter where you get the trade from, right? Let's say this trade loses, right? 2%, right? That means when you go into the trade, you already know what you're willing to risk, right? The expert trader, we calculate our risk before we execute the trade. The amateur looks at the chart, jumps into the market without even calculating their risk. And then when the market begins to go against them, they begin to panic, right? So $400, right? Here's what happens, right? Let's say we have a loss, right? After loss number 1, our account balance now is decreased to 19.6, right? After loss number 2, right? We're on a losing streak for some reason. I don't know, having a bad day or whatever it is, right? Losing streaks can happen, right? After loss 2, we're down to 19,208, right? What I want you to understand right here, right? As you begin to lose, right? It's no longer 2% of 20,000. Now it's 2% of 19.6. Now it's 2% of 18,824. What the amateur does, because they began with 20,000, they keep doing 2% of the 20,000, and now they have less capital in their account to even trade with. So now, if you're still doing 2% of 20,000, you're taking a bigger chunk of loss out of your capital at any one time. If you understand that, put a Y in the chat. If you understand that. Here, we're going to trade number 4, just a losing streak, a bad day, bad week, whatever it is. We have 6 losing trades in a row. But guess what? Don't panic, right? With 6 losing trades in a row, if you're following that 2% rule, guess what you lost, right? About 11%, but only about $2,200 of your $20,000 capital. More than enough capital to catch a trade from whatever system to come right back. But what if you're risking 10, 20, 30%, 40% as you're going down? The chances of you recovering that account are slim to none. Because when you begin to lose, you're always going to want to get back to your starting balance. That's how our minds work, because guess what? Until you get back to 20,000, you are now working for the market. The market has you trapped now. You're trying to get back because you only begin making a profit past 20,000. So this is where a lot of things begin to happen crazy for you. Now, risk to reward, very important to understand. Andre, what is this? Very simple. I'm risking $20 to earn $10, right? This is what we call a 2-to-1. At this point, do you understand you have to win 67% of your trades, not to make a profit, just to break even? I'm gonna repeat that. Just to break even, you have to win 67% of your trades. So if you're utilizing a system and it's not winning at least 60% of the time, you're not gonna earn any money. This is with a 2-to-1 risk to reward, right? Let's put the odds better in our favor, right? Here's what we have. I'm risking $20 now, okay, to earn $20. Here, this is simply a 1-to-1. I only have to be right 50% of the time to what? To be break even. So if I'm right here, 6 out of 10 times, I am profitable over time utilizing this risk to reward ratio. A lot of people don't understand this. This is why if you're trading and you get down big and you're still levering up too much, and basically if you're risking, your stop loss is 100 pips, right? And when you get into profit just by 20 pips, you close a trade, your risk to reward is out of balance. You will never become a profitable trader earning like that. Very, very hard. Very, very hard. Here is where I like to be. Here, this is, better like a 1-to-2 and even better. Here, I'm risking $20 and I'm looking to earn at least $40. So that means that my stop loss is 20 pips. I'm looking to pick up at least 40 pips. Here now, I only have to be right 33% of the time. Do you see the increase here? Only 33% of the time. And more than that, everything else is a profit. So with this, a 1-to-2, if you are a 50%, that means you lose 5 out of 10. You are overwhelmingly profitable. Understanding proper risk to reward. Most people do not understand how important this is. So once again, any system you're utilizing, understand your risk to reward. When you go into that market, what are you going to come out with? Okay. Someone put in the chat earlier, small losses and larger wins. Exactly. Utilizing proper money management. Remember the 2% rule. Here is what happens to almost every single person who has ever traded. If you have not, it will happen to you over time. If you have the emotional intelligence to recognize this, when it happens, you won't panic. But this is what happens, right? Let's say I'm calling a trade in Vibrata, right? Everyone takes a trade. We got some great trades this week. And here's trade number 1, and it's a winning trade, right? We made some pips, right? Everybody's happy. Oh, Andre's great, man. He's calling these trades. And where do you get him? Swipe coin, gold cup, everything's going great. Because what happens when you begin winning, we're all human, you become euphoric. You become feeling invincible. You think about, paying off the debt, the student loans or homes, getting that new car, whatever it is. So your mind goes into a zone where we have a tendency to become reckless. Everyone goes through this. That's why I'm always listening to trading psychology. I'm always keeping myself grounded. You never want to get too high on a win, and you never want to get too low on any loss, right? So here comes trade number 3, right? Going good. Everything is going good. We're just winning. Man, this thing is great. It's like the best thing since sliced bread. Trade number 4 is a big trade. This is one of those trades where we call like 7 TPs, 900, 800, 1,000 pips profit, right? Everybody's happy. Wow, this is great. So guess what happened? The first thing that's going to happen to you is your mind is going to begin taking over. Forget the 2% rule. 2%, if I was trading 10 or 20, 30, 40%, my trade account would have been quadrupled at this time, right? This is what begins to happen. So guess what we do, right? We double up and we over leverage. Well, Ahmed's calling trades. He's on a streak. Lawrence Webb, Gold Cup is winning big, right? You double up, you over leverage. The next trade is a losing trade. Boom. You're 20% now. You're down. You're feeling bad. This may have knocked you back to break even, or it may have put you in the negative. Because remember, trades 1, 2, and 3, and 4, you were only risking 2%. Trade 5 was a big loss. So you say, you know what? I had a big loss. I need to get back to break even. There's no way, we just had 4 winning trades in a row. There's no way that trade number 6 is going to be a losing trade. Now you're gambling. You're throwing all the risk management. You're throwing out all the training you learned in the academy, all the teaching. We begin gambling, right? So now you go for broke. I need to make this money back up because I can't tell my wife that I just blew some money in this account. I can't tell her husband, whatever it is, right? So we going on trade six. Trade six, ouch, is another loss in a row. So now you're feeling frustrated. You're mad. You're upset. You're mad at your sponsor. You're mad at the educators. You're mad at everybody except for the person who's pushing the button, who's executing the trades. We manage our own accounts, right? So you say, you know what? I need to take a break. I'm going to relax. I don't know what's going on. The next trade comes out. You don't even take the trade. Boom, it's a big trade, big winner. Everybody's giving a high five. Oh, did you get on that Gold Cup trade? You get in this trade. Everybody throughout the company, throughout the world, everybody's happy. Bitcoin went up 1,000 pips. Everybody earned a lot of money, earned a lot of profits. Now you didn't even take the trade. How are you feeling? Busted, disgusted. You know, once again, don't get too high, don't get too low, right? So you say, well, I need to get back into the game. You know, you go look at a few YouTube videos, you get yourself pumped up, you get hyped up again. Okay, I'm back, I'm coming back in. But once again, you put the rules to the side. Okay, we're back. Trade 7 was big. The next trade was called. They say it's going to go up. I got on the internet. I saw someone says this is going to happen to the economy. That's going to happen. This is going to happen. And now you go in big again to make your money back up. And boom, trade number 8 is another loser. At this point, you're emotionally distraught. You're crying. You're mad. You're calling your upline, sideline. You don't know what to do. You broke your computer. You broke your smartphone, whatever it is. Your mental state right now is not good for trading, right? And all of this happened when we did not follow the system. I've done this, you know, many of you have done it. If you haven't done it, you may do it. But once again, if you realize this, all we had to do was follow the system. Trades 1 through 4, we earned some. We lost a little bit on 5 and 6. We earned more on 7. We lost a little bit on trade 8. We are still in the money, right? Next trade comes up. Boom, you don't even take it. You're mad again. Now you just like, I'm done. Trading doesn't work. It's a scam. You know, I tried that thing. It didn't work, you know. And once again, we're not taking responsibility, you know, utilizing the education and the information, right? At that point, after trade number 9, you don't know if you're coming or going. You don't know what's happening. You know, sidelines calling you, uplines calling you. Hey, you're in the education. Nah, I'm not even on the education today. I'm not doing anything. And what happens? Here comes the next trade. Trade 10 is another winner. And everyone who was following the system is winning. Everyone who is practicing proper risk management is winning, despite the losing trades. No one knows which trade is going to win, which trade is going to lose. If we did, we'd all be trillionaires. No one knows. The best traders in the world, ladies and gentlemen, are not expert traders. The best traders in the world are experts at managing risk. That's the key. Write that down. Experts at managing risk. If you can become an expert at managing risk, guess what? It doesn't matter if you're trading swipe coin, gold cup, levels, it does not matter because they're all going to give winning trades. But what happens is we get high on the winning trades, over leverage, over commit, and then we have the losing trade, this scenario. So once again, make sure that you understand proper risk management. This will save you 90% of the problems that you experience. This will take your trading to a whole nother level. Once again, begin implementing this right away. Fight the urge, fight the greed. You know, you got 2 people on each shoulder. One side is saying, you know what, follow the rules. The other side is saying, go for it. We need to make this money. Let's get paid. You know, forget what Andre's talking about, these 2% rules. You know, we need to get paid now. Once again, follow this and you'll be amazed where your trading journey goes through. And listen, I want to thank, first and foremost, I want to thank God for giving me this ability, this opportunity to get on here with you guys today. I'm just so humble, grateful, and thankful for everyone who's running with us and everything we're doing. What I'm going to do right now, my portion is over. What I'm going to do right now, I'm going to turn this call over to the gentleman I got a ton of respect for. This gentleman is one of the first people who locked arms with me 3 years ago when we decided to take this journey. And he's been running it ever since. He's an integral part of our team through the Rich Girls, Rich Guys trade. Currency Movers could not do what I'm doing without him. He's a family man. He's a proven leader in his own right. And I want you to understand this, right? In this industry, he knows 100% of the facts. He's earning a lot of money, loves helping people, and he likes to have fun also. So without any further ado, I want to turn this thing over to now the second part of this thing. Don't go anywhere. Get your pens and papers out. Take copious notes for my man, the myth, the legend, Ahmed Jama Ayanle himself. You there, champ?
Yes, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Loud and clear, brother. It's all yours, brother.
Awesome, awesome. First and foremost, I just want to say I don't know how I'm going to top that training. I think we should just end it there, bro. I don't think I can top what you just covered. And but yeah, I want to first and foremost thank you for everything that you do, guys. Let's show our appreciation, for Andre, SPX 500, Campbell, for everything that he does for us. Everything that he continues to do for us. Let's show him some love by giving him some 555s in the chat. Let's give him some fire emojis. Let's show him some love. If you got some value from that training, give him as much nuggets and fire emojis as possible. 555s, fire emojis. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Thank you, Andre. If you could just let me share my screen, I'll be able to quickly cover my half. I'm not going to take up too much of your time, guys. I'm going to quickly go through this information. As Andre said, this is recorded. And hopefully, if I do speak quick, then you can, catch the replay, because I am Somali, by the way. So we do talk very, very fast. Okay, guys? So let me just quickly see if I can share my screen. I'm actually looking at the TVs connected to the TV. So if you can see myself staring away, you may be able to understand. So guys, first and foremost, can you give me a one in the chat if you guys can see my screen? Can everybody see my screen? Give me a 111 in the chat. Awesome, awesome. Perfect. And if we're ready to get started, can everybody say, let's go?
Let's go!
Awesome, awesome. There's about 15, 20 of us here today. We're doing a big team meeting at an Airbnb. So we do have a lot of the team here behind me. And we're going to get started. So guys, for those of you that don't know me, my name is Ahmed Jamyal. I'm 35 years of age. And I got involved in this business 3 years ago. The guy who was just speaking before me was the guy that actually got me involved and connected me to Lawrence Michael Young. And we've been rocking it together ever since. And, I owe a lot of my success, my results, my time freedom, the ability to buy back the time from my two employers who I managed to fire thanks to this business. I owe everything to them. And, it's my honor and privilege today to share with you the 10 stages of online duplication and how you can work smarter and not harder, okay? So first and foremost, what is online duplication, right? What is online duplication and why, right? Online duplication is a step-by-step method, to building a successful, network marketing business, right? Online that allows you to easily attract online, recruit online, and duplicate online, right? So if you guys are not taking notes, I highly, highly recommend that you take notes, because money makers are what? Money makers are what?
Note takers.
Absolutely, absolutely. So take some notes, because the way that the brain works is that things that we write down, we were more likely to, remember, right? So many people teach, how to attract and recruit, but don't know, and what don't show you the steps to creating duplication, right? With online duplication, not only will you be able to recruit online, but you'll get your team duplicating and earning money as well, right? Because if you have 10 people doing the exact same thing as what you do every single day, you'll agree with me, right? That your team will grow a lot faster, right? So online duplication is gonna, create, leverage, and it's also gonna help you with retention in your business, right? So building a network marketing business using this online duplication system I'm gonna share with you is gonna be a lot easier than the traditional way, right? Now, this is not to say that the traditional way doesn't work. I am an advocate of old school MLM, right? I've built my business face-to-face, one-on-one coffee shops, right? The old way of doing the hotel meetings, right? So I mastered offline, before I started to learn online, right? And online duplication is just much, much easier and much, much quicker. So for those of you that have, are blessed with being able to build a business online, I promise you it was a lot harder in my day when I was 18 years of age. The only way to sign people up was that you had to physically speak to them, right? And if you knew me at 18 years of age, public speaking was something that I hated, right? And I'm going to cover why in a little bit detail. So building online now in the world that we live in right now is so much easier, for you to build online, because guess what? You don't need to be a good speaker nor talker, right? It's quicker because you can reach way, way more people than I could when I was 18, right? And online duplication is simple, and more importantly, it's duplicatable, right? So why is it simple to duplicate? Let's keep it real, yeah, guys. Do people really fear public speaking? Let's be honest. Let's vote. Give me a yes if people fear public speaking. If you had to publicly speak in front of someone that you didn't know, or you had to do your first ever presentation, or you spoke to a complete stranger in the street, were you nervous? Were you, apprehensive about speaking to this individual? Were you sweating? Did you have heat? Rashes coming out? That was me, right? Give me a yes if this is you, if you ever felt like this, or give me a no if you got, ice in your veins and you're not scared of nothing, right? Guess what? Every single individual, has felt this point. Why? Because, I want to be completely honest with you, right? I put, public speaking off for months and months before when I started network marketing back in 2003. And so you guys are super, super lucky, because back in my day, like I said, this was the only way to building a business, right? Now with the internet, again, like I said, being what it is today, with an online duplication, when you get started initially, guess what? You don't need to worry about public speaking or presenting or any of that, because guess what? You are dependent on your leader who will be doing all the work for you, right? And that's exactly how I got to chairman, right? I didn't have to do all the work. All I knew was I needed to be a master inviter. Guess what? Using social media, using Facebook, using Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn. Like, these are the platforms that I was using, and I was getting Lawrence and Andre to do all the work for me, right? Because I knew they knew 100% of the information, and my job was to actually invite. You guys can quickly please mute yourselves. Thank you. Andre, you able?
You gotta unmute yourself, bro. Gotta unmute yourself, bro.
Yeah, mute yourself, my man.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you. Now we can hear you.
Sorry, the screen is on two screens, on my laptop and the TV, so it's hard to get the mouse onto that blue button that says unmute. Right, okay, so guys, I want to read you a statement, right? This statement is very, very powerful. And once you understand this statement, you'll understand why people, hate public speaking. So according to most studies, right, people's number one fear is public speaking, right? That's the number one fear. Number two is death. Death is number two, guys. Does that even make sense, right? That means to the average person, if you had to go to a funeral, right, you're better off in the casket than doing the eulogy, right? Jerry Sansel said that. So yeah, this is why people don't like doing public speaking. And, as you can expand on new markets, regardless of where you live, building an online business, right, doesn't require you to actually public speak. All you have to do is know exactly how to leverage, social media. So now that we've covered why, you should now implement online duplication in your business. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be talking about the 10 steps to online duplication, right? So write these down, right? So the 10 steps of online duplication is 1, visualize, 2, content creation, 3, building your list, 4, invite approach, 5, is foolproof follow-up. Number 6 is the art of the close. Number 7 is training new reps. Number 8 is promoting events online. Number 9 is trading leaders. And then number 10 is you have to systemize, right? So don't worry, I'm gonna go through every single one of them, you know, in more detail. So number 1, you have to visualize, guys, right? Most of you have heard of or read Napoleon Hill's book, Think and Grow Rich, right? Give me an eye if you know and read about Napoleon Hill's Think and Grow Rich.
Aye.
Awesome, guys. So the most commonly read book, according to most entrepreneurs, in chapter 3 talks about the importance of visualizing and approaching your business with the right perspective, right? You have to see yourself as a good online marketer. You have to see yourself as a good trader. You have to see yourself as a good leader, right? You have to see yourself as a good presenter, closer, and everything else in between. So anyone can build online, anyone, right? So some of you, the most negative prospects are your friends and family, right? They may know things about your past, you know, your familiarities, everything about your history, and that's cool, right? Here's the cool thing about online, right? And that is that most people don't know your past. So when you build online, people don't even know of your history, right? So they see who you are, right? Being in the present moment, and more importantly, who you are becoming, right? So in today's day and age, it's easier because of the smartphones technology that we utilize day in and day out. No matter where you are with technology, you could learn, right? One of the 7-figure earners today, you know, most of the 7-figure earners today are doing this every single day, right? Yet they all started somewhere. They all started with visualizing. If you have a negative attitude, I can't do this, right? This is too hard, you know, then it's probably not for you, right? But if you have the desire and you use it, you will be successful with this, okay, guys? So close your eyes and visualize getting endless leads online. Visualize people commenting, liking your posts, right? And visualize is the very first step in order to get, you know, online duplication, right? Number 2 is you have to be creating content every single day, right? Now you have to be creating content every day. Here's, you know, a couple of simple steps to, you know, to content creation, right? You know, I wish Ali was here because Ali's one of the best. Angel, you know, Lydia, Tiana, Renelle. These guys are the people who I, you know, been watching, and they post every single day, and I am learning from these people as well. So it doesn't matter if I'm a chairman, right? I'm always learning from people in my team. I'm always learning from every single day. And that's the kind of mindset that you guys want to have, right? So you want to be creating content every day, right? Okay, create contents that inspire, educate, and entertain, right? Listen, don't be a boring person. It's not always about business, right? So write those 3 things down. You want to create content that inspire, educate, and entertains. That's all you need to do. Sometimes we feel like education content is, you know, most important, but that is not so. People like to be inspired. People like to be entertained, you know, more than they like to be educated, right? So people want to, you know, people will follow you before they follow whatever business that you're doing, right? So if they see that this guy likes to have fun or she likes to have fun, you know, she's educating, you know, she's really inspiring, he's really, you know, making me move, right? I want to work with this person, right? That's the whole reason why you want to inspire, educate, and entertain, right? So where to get the content from, right? You can get I can't even talk today. You can get content from, you know, something that you've learned from a podcast. You can get, you know, content from reading a book, team trainings, right? You know, most of my contents that I get are from, you know, Jim Rohn, you know, lines that Lawrence says all the time, Andres' system line. So it doesn't matter what it is. You might get inspiration, you know, just walking. Like me, I, you know, traveled to London today, right? About 3.5-hour journey. And there's always quotes in the underground. Have you noticed those where they put, you know, quotes on the underground? You know, I'll take a picture of that. Like, you know what, I'm going to use that today. I'm going to actually get a picture of from Google. I'm going to stick it up, right? And then I'm going to put that quote in the caption below, right? So just because it's not from you doesn't mean people don't or won't like it, right? People want to hear from a different perspective. And I want you guys to really deep this, yeah? Because a lot of people think that just because, you know, you don't see yourself, right? And I always say to you, like, you have to visualize where you are going, not where you are, right? So when you are, you know, sharing your information, your content, right? You might be thinking, well, why would people want to listen to me, right? Why me? Why me, right? People need to hear from different perspectives, right? And what do I mean by that, right? Think in themes, right? So why? If someone, you know, if you ask someone, hey, go out there and, you know, and create 3 pieces of content, you know, it's gonna be hard, right? And an immediate reaction would be, where do I start, right? You know, what the heck am I gonna post about, right? And if someone was to ask you, listen, can you create a health tip? Would you, that, you know, I've broken it down now. So Renal, would you be able to create a health tip for today? Yeah, absolutely, right? You could go, you know, you could go on Google, you could type, you know, something that might be healthy to do, right? You know, walk, you know, 5,000 steps today for a, you know, new you, right? You know, Rashid, can you give a personal finance tip? Absolutely, right? You could probably think of a couple of things. Now, the reason why I'm saying that is because our brains are conditioned to think in categories and themes, right? So there's a little hack right there, right? So you can sit there for 10, 15 minutes and create a routine and create a batch of, you know, things that you might be looking to post at one time, right? Now that's, you know, like I said, that's one of the brain's hacks, right? Think in categories, write that down. So don't ever feel you need original content, because even the content where you're taking from someone, from Jim Rohn or, you know, the top trainers, right? They got it from someone else as well. So people want to know your perspective. It's the same content, but it will come from a different perspective. So share your story behind it. So when you share a quote, share your story behind it. Tell what your perspective is on what you've just read, right? Think about it like this way, right? If we only had one news station, right, we only have what? One perspective, right? But why do you think we have CNN, NBC, BBC, ITV, RTV, right? There's so many different news stations around the world, right? Because every reporter, every, you know, news station has their own perspective on, you know, the given topic of the day, right? So all these different news, you know, different news agencies, why do we need so many news, right? Ask yourself, why do we need so many news? Because people are always looking for different perspectives, right? If they don't like a perspective from, you know, Fox, they might switch over to NBC, right? If they don't like that, they might click on BBC, right? So what you want to do is you want to share from the heart, right? If you have a quote, don't just put the quote there. Talk about how it inspires you, right? Maybe put a picture of yourself up, right? This is what people are looking for. Remember, people are waiting to feel inspired, educated, or entertained. Set up a calendar block and block off some time, right? You know, for example, first thing in the morning, do content for 10 minutes, right? You can wake up 10 minutes earlier and you can make it the first thing that you do, right? So that is number 2. Another thing that I want to add to that is the 3 key elements to using social media for your business, right? I'm going to breeze through this one, okay? So the thing about social media is that whether you use it for your business or, you know, everyone is watching, right? Or whether you're using it for personal reasons, everyone is watching, right? Social media is and can be an awesome tool to build relationships and grow your business. But, you know, sometimes multi-level marketing, you know, distributors like use social media, they let social media use them, right? Because, you know, they might find that they're on there too long, not being, you know, proactive, and they're just being, you know, being used by social media, right? So this is why today we will be covering the basic, you know, fundamentals, right? So the 3 things that we want to do, there are the 3 key elements to using social media, right? Is, you know, social media is online just as it is offline. It's exactly the same, okay, guys? So when you go to an event or when you go to a party, or what type of people do you want to be when you go there, right? Does that make sense? What type of people do you want to be when you go there, right? Do you just sit there in one corner and not talk? Or, you probably wouldn't, right? So you talk, you mingle with people, right? Social media is exactly the same thing as offline marketing, right? One of the major myths is that social media, right, is totally different when it's not, right? It's exactly the same as if you would, meet at a social event, right? You're doing what you do in your normal life, but you're using a different medium and a different channel. That's all it is. This is why, before any tip or tool, you're going to apply, the 3 social media elements. Number 1 is be visual. Number 2 is provide value and be present, provide value, right? So provide value and be present. And number 3 is attraction marketing. You want people to be attracted to you, not you, chasing them, right? So you want people to come to you. And a lot of the, signups that I get are people that DM me and say, hey, listen, I want to do what it is that you do. How do I get started, right? It's because I'm always posting, attraction marketing, I'm posting quotes, right? Most of the time I'm stealing from Lawrence, Andre, you guys here in the room, right? And that's all it is, right? So number 1, be visual. You want to be visual through your profile, right? Your cover photos. You want to see, it seems obvious, right? Lydia does this, one of the best people to do this as well. She's always got the best camera angles. I don't know how she does it. She's gonna have to teach me, right? So believe it or not, right, there's a lot of network marketers that make the mistake of not using a photo of themselves, right? So it's like going to a party with a mask on, right? And not introducing yourself, right? People can't see you. You're like the invisible man, invisible woman. You're here to build relationships, right? The whole Facebook thing is basically a big, fun party, right? You wouldn't go to a party and not introduce yourself. So don't do that on social media, because remember, people buy you first before they buy anything. They have to be able to see you and trust you before they decide to get on a call with you and see what it is that you do, right? So a few websites that I use, to create, my visual posts and stuff is canva.com. You can upload personal images, create, edit, them, and, use many different templates ready to go. And some of the templates do cost, $1 or $2, but most of them are free. So work on almost all different types of platform, right? The second website that I use is Fiverr with 2 I's, Fiverr.com. I get my flyers done there. I get my signatures done there. I get all different types of things that I don't want to waste my time on, doing, because I won't do a great job anyway. And number 2 is in business, you want to outsource a lot of the things that, you don't want to be wasting your time on. Does that make sense? So I use Canva and Fiverr to create a lot of my contents, a lot of my flyers for my trainings, and so on, right? All you do is send them an image, tell them the dimension you want, and what sort of content that you want on there, what sort of information you want on there, and then give them 24 hours. They come back and it's done for you for $5. That's how simple it is, right? Now, that is one way you could be visual. The second way is through your presence, right? Genuinely engaging with people and commenting, sharing, and messaging them, right? Number 2 is, as I said, provide value and be present. One of the most important things that you can do is provide value to your audience by sharing something educational, inspirational, or entertaining, right? Think about how you provide value in normal life. You make people feel good. How would you make people feel good, right? What sort of tips could you give people, right? Share an event, a joke, or whatever, right? Online is the same thing, right? A lot of these people that do YouTubing, right? Most of the thing is either entertaining, inspiring, or they're providing tips on, how to put makeup on, how to put a scarf a certain way, right? They put pranks on their family members for your entertainment, right? It's exactly the same concept, right? So that's how they create a lot of followers. And then next thing you know, they've blown up, right? So that's That's content creation, guys, right? Number 3 is always build and add to your list, right? So you want to add and find prospects on whichever platform you are using, whether it's Facebook, whether it's Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, etc., right? The very first step is to determine your avatar. What do I mean by avatar? Meaning, who is your ideal prospect, right? Right, Hamza, what type of individual would you like, joining your business, right? Do you want them to have the same, interests as you? Absolutely, right? Right? Angel, what type of, female bosses do you want in your team, right? You want someone exactly like yourself, right? So you want to attract people, right? And you want to create content that relates to everyone. You're missing the mark if you're not, right? It's also very difficult, therefore, advertise to your ideal prospect, right? You determine your ideal prospect by asking yourself, what's the age range of your ideal prospect, right? What are their genders, right? And most importantly, what are they interested in, right? Meaning, are they, what type of clubs do they join? Do they join book clubs, right? Do they, make this MLM based, obviously because we're an MLM company, right? Products based, right? People are interested in making more money, money motivated individuals, right? Realtors, right? People that follow Grant Cardone and all these other amazing, individuals, right? Are they, in fitness communities? Are they, do they go to church, mosque, a synagogue, right? Communities. Facebook has made it so much easier, right? Because you can meet new, friends in groups and pages of those, topics that I was just covering a minute ago. For example, a leader that might be good to in business would probably be someone who likes Tony Robbins, for example, right? Now, if you were to type in Tony Robbins and you go to the group section, there's a group called Tony Robbins Crew, and there's over 5,400 members in that group, right? 5,400 members just in that one group, right? If you only manage to sign 1% of that, how many people would that be? 1% of 5,400 people. 54 people. How would an extra 54 people impact your business right now, today? You would be P1K minimum, right? Absolutely, right? This is the power of social media, right? So you want to follow people that follow leaders, right? People of entrepreneurship, right? There's a couple of decent prospects in there. I guarantee you, all you have to do is follow the blueprint of adding them, introducing yourself to them, and liking their post, and then using whatever post that they or quotes that they wrote in that group, and saying, I really love that post that you just typed up, and then just find your way in to break the ice. Maybe you joined, you thought of joining a business group, but you are nervous to do so. That's because you're thinking about the business, right? What will I write in the group, right? How do I open a conversation, especially if you're brand new? Maybe you don't have your, belief level up there just yet, right? That's why joining a hobby group makes it so much easier, right? How many of you like going to the gym? How many of you like going for a run? How many like playing football, right? How many of you follow a football team, right? These are the easiest ways to get into a group and talk to people, simply because, right? I'll talk to a lot of football fans, especially because I follow Liverpool, right? And we won the league this year. That's an easy way in for me, right? Yeah, we haven't won it for 30 years. I'm so glad I'm in. Yes, we're going to say, how are you going to celebrate when we lift the title? Oh, by the way, what is it you do, right? It's an easy in, right? Does that make sense? You'll never run out of prospects on Facebook. Absolutely, right? That's because, like I said, people that, let's say, for example, Dan joined the gym group, right? What type of people join a gym? Let's be real. What type of people join a gym, right? What are they? They're focused. They're focused on their goal of what? Getting in shape, right? They're focused, right, on achieving their goal, right? So if someone is focused and they find this business, wouldn't they be focused on this business if there's a goal that they see themselves hitting? Absolutely, right? Because people that go to a gym, they have one trait that is more powerful than anything else there. What is it? Work ethic, right? They're willing to put in the work. right? They're willing to, you know, to get up 5, 6 in the morning to go to the gym. They're willing to do whatever it takes, right? So, you know, ask for tips, you know, or give them, you know, very easy to create a genuine relationship with them, right? You know, what time do you go for a run? You know, what workouts do you use? What food do you eat, right, to stay in shape, right? These are examples, and then you can lead on to your business, right? Number 4 is how do you invite people without turning them off, right? How do you invite people without turning them off? One of the best ways is to use the CLAM method, C-L-A-M, the CLAM method. The CLAM method, you know, to meet you prospect is to comment, like, add, and message. Comment, like, add, and message, right? You know, in our previous stage, number 3, building a list, right? We discussed that joining groups, whether online or offline, is key to building your relationships, your networking. The very first step is to go out there in a group that fits your interest, right? And comment on a post. Yes, that's simple. For example, I go there, hey Angel, thank you so much. I loved your post that you just posted. You know, that post where you wrote about running, yeah? It's so inspiring. I'm running to, you know, I'm training to run a marathon right now. Which is why I found that so inspiring. Why, you know, why is this important? Take the example of when people comment or like on your post. What do you normally do, right? Do you always go back and see, oh, who commented, right? It's an easy thing to look at. If you post something, right, you got to go through the list. Who's commented on my post, right? Does that make sense? So when somebody says, yo, hey Hamza, I really like this post that you did. It was really inspiring. It helped me a lot. Thank you very much. I'm actually running for the marathon. You feel kind of good about, you know, the fact that you actually went out there and posted that message, right? So it already automatically puts that person in a good mood just simply because you thanked them and it's impacted one individual, right? So that's the first thing. You want to comment, right? You want to like, you want to add, and you want to message them, right? So the next step would be, you know, to add them as a friend, right? When you add a person, normally you can mention something about the post. Like I told you, I love that. I love the post that you posted. You know, I'm actually running a marathon right now and it was really inspiring. You know, thank you, right? Now that you've commented, liked, and add them, what do you message? Here are the 4 guidelines. Use their name, right? That's number 1. Use their name, very important. Personalize it. Build commonality, right? Right? So, sorry, build commonality, right? Number 3 is you want to compliment them. And then last but not least, you want to create some curiosity, right? So use their name, build commonality, compliment them, and create some curiosity. So again, if I message in Adam, right? I can see Adam in front of me. So if I message in Adam, right, who you just met in a running group, right? Me and Adam, we don't look like 2 guys that go running right now at all. Let's keep it real, right? But you say something like, hey, Adam, listen, how is it going? We met in the Facebook running group. I love running as well. I run a couple of times my day, you know, and then this is where you compliment Adam, right? See, this is where I'm going to compliment him. You know, your post was super helpful. Thank you very much. I was thinking about doing the marathon here in London that's coming up. I saw your post and it was very helpful. It definitely helped me prepare. Thank you. Right. And 4th, you want to create some curiosity. Listen, Adam, I love to run all the time. I run during the day when no one else is running because I have to worry about cars and stuff. I don't have to worry about the cars and stuff. Right. I train all the time and I'm grateful to have the time to do that. Right. Notice you wouldn't say what you do. Then you ask them, hey, what do you do besides running? What do you do? Now, notice how you're not selling, right? This is, you're not turning them off, right? You're interested in what you're in the group for, but at the same time, you're creating how grateful that you are that you're able to run early mornings, in the afternoons, and in the day. They're thinking, what does this guy do? How does he get so much time to do all that, right? Because they probably want more time, to go to the gym as well. So this is where you you keep them curious, right? And what you do is you want them to ask you, what is it that you do? You don't want to tell them what you do. You want to ask, you want to plant the seed in their head where they ask you, so what is it that you do, right? So this is where the actual invite, comes in. How do you actually invite? There's two ways to invite. If you don't use a Facebook group, then you invite them directly to watch a video or to get on a three-way call, okay? So if you use a Facebook group, which I highly recommend, or a three-way call, which is again what I highly recommend, it doesn't matter which way you go. You could use a Facebook group, you could message them, and then you can add your leader in the group, so it's a three-way on Facebook. Or you could get them on a WhatsApp group if you have their number, and you could arrange a call to get them on a three-way call, right? So what you could do is you could use the ATM method, which is add, tag, and message, right? So you want to add them, you want to tag them, and you want to send them a message, right? So first of all, if you don't use a Facebook group, a simple invite could be, hey, I'm working on something super exciting. It may or may not be for you, but would you be interested to check out a quick video? Simple, right? Perfect, right? So, or you could tie it into something that you've mentioned before. Hey, we met through the running club, blah, blah, blah. If they're interested in checking out a quick video that'll give me more time to train, and go to the gym, would that be something that would interest you, right? Or wherever their interest may be. It doesn't have to be gym related. It could be, football. It could be cricket. It could be hockey. It could be netball. It could be whatever, right? That's basically how you would follow up. Remember, there's never a bad prospect. It's just the wrong time for the right prospect, right? Timing is everything. Just because they say no does not mean no. It just means not right now, right? So use the tag method, tag someone who's interested in a group, tag them in a piece of content that would be helpful to them, and then message them to follow up on what they'd like best, okay? So guys, moving on to the next step, which is number 5. What did you like best about what you saw? So once I, got them to see the presentation video, right? I would, use a foolproof follow-up. What's my foolproof follow-up? I don't ask them what do you think, right? Because I'm introducing negativity. Why? Because they can tell me whatever it is they like, simply because I asked their honest opinion. What did you think? But if I change the conversation, I say, hey, what did you like best about what you saw? It's only gonna come, it's only gonna be a positive comment that's gonna come out. Would you agree? Absolutely, right? So you don't want to mention anything about you don't want to mention anything bad about the business, right? Or you don't want to mention anything about the business. It's now when you send in the information and they haven't replied, right? How many people get people that air you out, right? Don't reply, right? Okay, cool. We all get them, right? Get over it, okay? When people don't message you back, right? You don't want to make it about the business, right? You just want to reach out to them. You are busy yourself as well. So that's how you would want to approach it, right? So for example, if it's been a couple of times, a days or a week where they haven't replied back, you message them, say, hey, it's been a couple of days or a week, right? Depending on how long it's been since we chatted. I've been super, super busy working on my project. I haven't forgotten about you, I promise. I just wanted to see how you're getting on. Does that make sense? So it doesn't look like, right, that they've been blanking you. It comes off as, hey, listen, I've been super busy. That's why I haven't followed up with you. Does that make sense? So instead of thinking they're ignoring me, right, you make it out as you've been super busy on your project and you haven't forgotten about them, right? It shows that, oh, okay, this guy's, hasn't forgotten about me, right? So one of the things that you want to do is you want to sort, not sell, okay? So always sort the serious, right, from the curious, right? So don't sell, just check in on them, right? If they say don't say anything about business, right, then move on. If they bring up the business, then you could go into the business, right? But if they say bring up nothing about the business or anything about what you shared with them, just keep it personal. Keep it about the friendship, right? If someone continues to still ignore you, what you want to do is you want to tell them, hey, listen, how to follow with prospects that avoid you. This is what you would want to say. So if you have friends who have, you share the business with them, but then things have changed, right, in your relationship, right, and they're hiding from you, you want to message them and say, hey, listen, I want to, what was it? Give me a sec. I haven't slept. I'm on no hours sleep. That's it. So you want to mention these 4 things, right? The 4 things are, hey, Rashid, listen, mate, our relationship means more to me than anything, right? It's okay if you are not interested in what I shared with you, right? I promise never to bring it up again. Can we still hang out and be friends? Yeah? Simple, right? Phew, they're going to be like, oh, thank God for that. I don't have to ignore him anymore, right? So example would be, hey, John, listen, our friendship means more than anything. I just want to let you know that I haven't heard from you. Our friendship means more to me than anything in the world. The last thing I sent you, it's okay if you don't buy or join, right? I promise you I'll never bring it up again. I just want us to be friends as I haven't heard from you, right? So they're going to be feeling relieved, right? That's because you're not forcing it on them, right? It's very important you mention the relationship means more than anything, right? So what happens is you actually retain a friend, but that friend might actually bring you a referral, right? They start inviting you to meetups and, for a drink or whatever, right? You might meet someone, right, who will be your superstar that goes to Chairman 500 through their referral, right? So it's very good never to burn your bridges with people, and it's always good to just, if they're not interested in the business, it's not the end of the world. Just keep it moving. Okay. So number 6 is it's not what you say, it's how you say it, right? This is the art of the close, right? Right. So this is simply asking them, what can I do to help you get started? Right? A lot of people, don't ask, closing questions. You keep inviting questions over and over again, right? But whenever you answer the question, you always want to be closing, ABC, always be closing, right? So if Hamza asks me a question and he says, I'm actually, money's a bit tight right now, or whatever the reason may be, right? I use feel, felt, fun. Hey, Hamza, I completely understand how you feel. I felt the same way. But what I found out is that if I don't have, the money to get started now, when will I ever have the money, right? So I knew that I needed to change my situation. So Hamza, if I show you how to make, if I was to help you put $600 in your pocket in the next 30 days, would you stop me? Yeah.
I wouldn't stop here.
Awesome. Let's get you started so I can show you how. Let's do it, right? So you want to always be using, certain language, right? And it's not about what you say, it's how you say it, right? So Angel, on a scale of 1 to 10, 7 being not ready, 10 being ready to get started, where are you right now?
7.
7. Awesome. What is it going to take to get you to a 10 so we can help you get started there?
Just need to find the funds.
Right, find the funds. Okay, cool. If I was to sell you my Bentley, right, for $200, how quickly would you find the money?
Very quick.
Very quickly, right? So this car means more to you than your financial future. Is that what you're telling me? So you can find the money, but you value a car more than you value your financial future.
Yeah, I'll find a way to get started.
Let's get you started so we can help you, make serious money with this business. Cool?
Okay.
Awesome. It's not what you say, it's how you say it, right? So that's why the key is to keep it simple, right? Another question could be, if you were to do this, who would be the first person you would talk to, right? If you were to do this, who would be the first person you would talk to, right? With this question, you are painting images in their minds that they are already doing it. They're already signed up, right? And that is the art of closing. Painting a picture, a vision to your prospect mind is 80% of how you get them to visualize, right, what this business could do for them, right? So that's why when I share my story, yeah, it's repetitive. You've heard it 1,000 times, but it's not for you. It's for the new person, right? Because we want to paint a vision in their minds, right? So that they can see themselves and they can relate to the individuals talking and say, you know what, if he can do it, I can do it. Does that make sense? Awesome. Right. Launch calls are vital, right? Launch calls are the bloodline to your business, guys, right? Training new reps, there are many ways to train a new rep online, right? One of the cool things about training new reps is that you can welcome them online just as you could offline, right? Meaning in the old ways, you know, you could welcome your new reps through a webinar or through a home meeting. Everyone would stand up, cheer them on, etc., right? Through online, you could do just that. For example, within a Facebook group, immediately when someone signs up of a WhatsApp group or Telegram group, right? You can go to the group and you can welcome them, right? We have a welcome message right in our group, right? And we welcome that person, right? Imagine when you join the business, how amazing was it into the group, right? It felt good, right? Doing this business as well, that's great, right? It gives you that. Groups are very, very powerful when used correctly, right? So what you want to do is you want to SWAT team each other, right? What do I mean by that, right? When the SWAT team are called out, do they send one guy or do they send a group? Right? They send a group, right? So when you go to a building or you're going into, you know, apprehend an individual, the SWAT team are trained. They know exactly how, you know, to analyze the dangers, where to go in each room and everything, right? Everyone knows exactly what they're doing, right? Same thing in a group. You want to SWAT team each other on a Zoom call, on a WhatsApp group, like if Angel's presenting a business, even if I have no guests, I'm going to SWAT team it. I'm going to show some emojis, some fire, some excitement, just because maybe Hamza has a guest on the call or Camille has a guest on the call, right? When it's my turn, they will return the favor and they will SWAT team me. Does that make sense? So launch calls are very, very vital, right? When people feel good, they will do good, right? When people feel good, they'll inspire to go out there and jump out of their comfort zone. They'll go into trainings, events. So make sure you welcome people as soon as possible, right? Make sure that you create a culture where people feel like they're family, right? And you can also put some, you know, give videos like Lawrence does, you know, just to make, you know, to lighten up the mood sometimes, you know, get people to laugh. You know, these are very, very important as well, guys, right? It's not always business related. It's always good to have, you know, a family environment, but it's also good to make people feel good, because when they feel good, they'll do good. And if they do good, you know, they'll go through the business relatively quickly. Number 8, we're almost done, guys. Number 8 is online meetings, online call parties, right? So how many of you actually do online meetings and online call parties, right? How many of you got on a Zoom call together and, you know, had a friendly competition? Who can invite the most people for tonight's call, right? Who can get the most person on the call, right? Hamza, I'm gonna get more prospects than you for 8 o'clock. And if I beat you, you have to buy me a coffee, right? Does that make sense? Right? These are little things that we do just to kind of like create, because we're very competitive, right? So we do this like twice a week, and these are good for like building and promoting events online, right? So, you know, what I would recommend that you do, guys, is that, you know, with your team, you know, arrange a time where everyone is free, that they can hop on a call together, and just invite people from social media for a 1 hour blast for, you know, for the upcoming call, whether it's a Zoom call, whether it's a hotel meeting when they open back up again, right? Or a regional event, an international convention, and just put a little like coffee up for steaks, or, you know, meal. The loser buys them, you know, a meal or whatever it may be. That will make you guys invite more people, right? Or if everybody chucks in, you know, £5 in a pot, the winner gets a gift, right? Or something in example. imagine if every single one of you, the winner gets 20 prospects, the lowest person gets 10. Guess what? Everybody wins, right? Does that make sense? Because you're all winning. And that's how we promote online. And the person who promotes the most online makes the most money. Okay, the person who promotes the most events, whether it's a one-on-one, a daily business overview, a weekly super Sunday BOM, whatever it may be, right? A regional or international, makes the most money. The person who puts the most bums to the seats and sells the most tickets makes the most money, right? And then number 9 is identify, right? When you have people that come into your business, whether they were referred by you or whether they were referred 7, 8, 10 levels down, it's your job, right? Leaders in your downline leaders, right? That could, potentially, do amazing in this business, right? And then it's your job to get them to commit, right? And it's your job to observe their progress and nurture this to their success, right? Let me ask you guys a question. What type of a leader do you want to attract to your business? Write in the chat. Write in the chat exactly what type of traits that you want in someone to have for them to join your business. What type of traits do you want for people to have, right? What type of traits do you guys want people to have? Okay, now ask yourself this question. Do you have that trait first and foremost? Do you have that trait yourself first, right? Training leaders can be done through a daily group, right? You could have a Facebook group just for leaders, basically an insider group for daily communication, right? So the point is to choose the time, but maintain the communication to keep your team plugged in. That could be, through a quick messages, Facebook Lives, Instagram Live, it could be a quick pep talk communication, to identify your leaders and addressing the problems in your organization, right? So in order to train leaders, you have to identify people that join your business that have leadership qualities. Leadership ability determines a person's level of effectiveness, right? So what you want is you want to commit, observe, and nurture, right? And then what I want to do is I want to wrap up this training with the Lord of the Lid, right? Some of you might have heard me go through the Lord of the Lid. John C. Maxwell talks about the Lord of the Lid in the 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership. And explaining the Lord of the Lid because it helps people understand, value of leadership, right? I want you guys to understand the value of leadership, right? If you can get a hurdle, or if you can get a handle on this law, it will really help you moving forward. You will see the incredible impact of leadership on every aspect of life. So here it is, right? Leadership ability is the lid that determines a person's level of effectiveness. The lower an individual's ability to lead, the lower the lid of his potential. To give you an example, if your leadership rating is an 8, right, then your effectiveness can never be greater than a 7. Everyone with me? If your rating for your leadership, right, is an 8, the level of effectiveness can never be greater than 7, right? If your leadership is only a 4, then your effectiveness will be no higher than a 3. Always determine your effectiveness and the potential impact of your organization. Okay, so let me tell you a very quick story. You guys might have heard of this story many, many times, but I've never shared it this thorough, right? So it's the McDonald's story, right? So the McDonald's story, I don't know if you guys, how many of you watched the movie The Founder? Any of you watched the movie The Founder? Right, we're gonna have a movie night if you haven't watched that. All right, cool. So they made a movie about it, of how McDonald's came to fruition, right? So let me tell you a story that illustrates the Lord of the Lid, right? So in Maurice, opened a small drive-in restaurant in Pennsylvania, California, right? Located on the east of Glendale, right? Their tiny drive-through restaurant was a great success. And in 1940, they decided to move the operation to San Bernardino, right? A working class boomtown 15 miles east of Los Angeles, right? Their business in 1940, that was a lot of money, guys, okay? So in 1948, their intuition told them that times were changing, that they made modifications to their restaurant business, and they streamlined everything. They reduced their menu, they focused on selling hamburgers, and they created what they called the speedy service system, in which the kitchen became an assembly line, right? And where each employee focused on service with speed, right? So the brothers' goal was to fill each customer's order in 30 seconds or less, right? And they succeeded. By the mid-1950s, annual revenue hit 350,000. And by then, Dick and Maurice, split the profits of about $100,000, dollars each per year, right? After all these brothers, back in those days, you could have found out by driving into their small restaurant on the corner of 14th and East Street in San Bernardino to see a neon sign that simply displayed McDonald's hamburgers. That's it. Right? It just said McDonald's hamburgers. Didn't have the M arch, the golden arch signs or anything like that, right? It just said McDonald's hamburgers, right? So Dick and Maurice's McDonald's had hit the American jackpot, right? But they never went any further because their weak leadership put a ability to succeed, right? The McDonald's brothers' genius was in customer service and in kitchen organization, right? That talent led to a creation of a new system of food and beverage service. But in 1952, where they tried marketing a McDonald's concept, their effort was a dismal failure, right? The reason was simple. They lacked the leadership necessary to make a larger enterprise effective. Dick and Maurice were good single restaurant owners. They understood how to run a single restaurant, right? Make their system efficient, cost.
Hey, some of you lost Ahmed there for a minute. I don't hear him. Well, until Ahmed gets back on, hey, powerful call. Anyone taking notes here? The ABCs, how to follow up, paint the picture. That car example was epic. SWAT team, icon living, law of the lid. Hey, listen, until we get Ahmed back, this is what we're going to do, right? I got the privilege today. We have the privilege to have the man on here himself, Chairman 50, Mr. Lawrence Young. And we definitely want to recognize him, have him say a few words to close this thing out. Once again, I want to congratulate everyone to get on this call today. I see out there LT Lucas, Sophie, Simon, Charles, Chantel, so many people on this call right here. Can't name everybody out, but definitely want to recognize everybody here. Ken, we see you there. Just so many people. Once again, so without any further ado, if you're on this call for the first time, if you're listening to the recording, this gentleman, once again, is a person who stopped me in my tracks when I was busy, say, Andre, look at this thing, found a way to make something epic happen. And once again, we're so thankful for his leadership. Him and his wife, Tamara Young, burn the midnight oil. It doesn't matter if things are going good, going bad, indifferent. Always steady, consistent, staying the course. That's why when he speaks, we all take down copious notes and we listen. Without any further ado, one of the legends in the industry himself, Chairman 50, leader of the Rich Girls, Rich Guys trade, Lawrence Hurricane L.Y. Young. What's going on, champ?
What's going on, Mr. Campbell? Can you hear me?
Loud and clear, brother.
Man, excellent, man. You look fantastic, man. You've been working out.
Hey, brother. These pips, man.
I love it. Well, first off, man, actually, I'm listening to this call, man. We're actually doing some painting. You can see my shirt, I got paint on it. But I just want to say, man, listen to this call. You guys, you and Ahmed just dropped some major nuggets. Your training on the trading was just really simplified. And, you know, I tell people all the time, man, how you just, over the last 4 or 5 months, man, your consistency through Vibrata has just been just on another level, man. And you're making sure that everybody's eating. So while other people are playing, and you heard you mention how you always back test, and you always are just making sure you can give us some really good trade setup so we can all eat. You know, that's a testament to your leadership, and I can't thank you enough for that, man. And, you know, just want to thank you. So drop some sevens in the chat for my main man, Andre Campbell, for all the things he does behind the scenes. And many times people think that just because, you know, we're busy, that we're not in the back, you know, working for our teams and doing things like that, right? And, you know, I want to also say Ahmed just shut it down with the social media. Really good stuff. I know he's having some technical difficulties as he's going in and out. But, you know, our leadership is really, really, really incredible. And, you know, I can't thank God enough for the leaders who see the vision of what we do. Ahmed is leading teams all around the world, and it's a testament to Duplication. I see we got my main man Simon on the call, doing some good things. I see his trading has gone to the next level as well too. Actually, going to try to see if I can get him on. I as an educator on I'm actually working on that right now. So, but listen, ladies and gentlemen, I just wanted to jump on. I wasn't expecting to speak because I'm always a student, but it just goes to show you, man, that just like Ahmed said, you know, when you get on these presentations, it's about taking notes. I'm sitting up here grabbing all the gold nuggets for myself, man, because you know what? Even though you have a certain rank that may be higher than someone else, you're still always a student. You know, and I could be doing other things right now, but guess what? I'm not watching TV. I'm not listening to radio. I had the sound up on the little speaker while I'm painting, and I'm always a student trying to listen to sharpen the axe and get better and better. And one of the things I see is people who make a lot of excuses why they can't do certain things. Like in Detroit, we've been having some crazy weather. Like my power got knocked out the other day for 2 days, but it was a beautiful day today. It's probably 75 degrees, beautiful outside, and people making excuses why they can't get on the call, right? People making excuses talking about it's nice outside. Guess what I'm doing right now? I'm outside right now, but I'm still on the call. You see what I'm saying? So winners make a way, losers make excuses. I think right now, this call is like for leaders and people who really want to become impact players in our company. We have to we got to take the diapers off. We got to take the diapers off. We got to become grown adults in this industry and really, you know, become 6 foot tall and bulletproof. But it's going to take a lot of different things as far as becoming a leader in this platform. You have to continuously work on yourself. You got to continuously believe in yourself. You got to do something every single day that's getting you towards that worthy goal. Everything you do is a progression towards that worthy goal, whether it's getting on a call like this, whether it's listening to a training, whether it's reading a book, whether it's making a few calls a day. Everything is going to be something that's a progression towards that worthy goal, right? And just like I was talking to a few people earlier today, they were saying, well, hey, I just hit Platinum 600. I just hit Platinum 150. Okay, that's fine and dandy. I'm super happy for that. But what's the next date for the next rank? You know, what's the next date? What is your ETA for Platinum 1000? What is your ETA for Platinum 2000? If you don't have that stuff written down, you're really just playing games. You're not being as serious as you think you are, right? You have to have a date attached to those goals. So listen, if you're a Platinum 600 right now, it is so easy to go from P600 to Platinum 1000. So easy. All you need is what? 18 people total, and chances are you probably don't have a perfect 4-4-4 structure going P600. So it should be easy within 2 or 3 weeks tops going to Platinum 1000. So we need to start raising the bar. You know, we see a lot of, you know, people, you know, posting screenshots of people hitting chairman. We see people posting screenshots of people hitting Platinum 5,000, people hitting Platinum 1,000, et cetera, et cetera. When is it going to be your turn? Like, when is it going to be your turn? Because we don't want people to just be professional cheerleaders. You know, cheerleaders don't make any money. We want to be the people that's actually being celebrated. And the way to do that, listen, when the rubber meets the road, it's activity, the right type of activity. It's not just posting stuff on social media. It's the action steps, what you do outside of what you're doing on the computer. Are you doing the Zoom calls? Are you doing the 3-way phone calls? Are you doing one-on-ones? Those are the action steps that's going to get you to chairman leadership, right? Look at Sophia. I talked to Sophia when she came over, introduced herself to her. The first thing I said is, what's your goal? What's your date for hitting this? What's your date for hitting Platinum 600? She told me those dates, just about hit it. She just hit P600. Soon as she did that, I said, hey, it's fine and dandy. It's all great. What's your date for, what is your ETA for Platinum 1000? Right? She sent me that date. See, I'm real good at trying to get people to lock in the date that they want to do something, because if you don't have a date attached to that goal you're trying to hit, it's like playing golf. If you're trying to tee off on the 18th green and there's no flagpole for you to see what you're hitting at, how do you know what you're hitting at? You got to have something that's going to give you that target for you to hit, right? So you got to have that stuff written down and mean it, not being unrealistic. Like I'm going from Platinum 600 to chairman in 20 days. It's got to be something that's realistic, right? And then once you do that, reward yourself. If it's treating yourself to go to the spa, if it's treating yourself, you know, to a 5-star dinner, do something that's going to reward yourself for the sacrifice you're taking away from the family, from the sacrifice you're taking away from going to events, from the sacrifice you're taking away from yourself for sleeping an extra hour or staying up an extra 2 hours, right? Reward yourself for doing small, things that are goals, but reward yourself, whether it's buying that nice dress shirt you want to buy or a nice pair of sneakers you want to buy. Do something that's going to reward yourself. And then what we want to do is we want to start taking that money. We want to start taking that money, putting some of that money to our broker account, okay? We need to start putting that money into our broker account. And what we need to do is start following Andre on his trade signals, right? And you need to start growing your account 3 to 5% a week. So if you're a Platinum 600, you take 150 of that monthly, throw it into your broker account, grow it by 5%. With the law of compounding, guess what? You're going to continuously grow your money. Even still today, I still add money to my broker account because you know why? I treat my broker account like it's my 401k. So it's good. I know that the more money I put into it, the bigger trades I can make, et cetera, et cetera. Just like I sent Andre a screenshot. I mean, I did 13,000 this week, trading. All week did 13,000, right? And it's because I pay attention to what I'm doing. I'm always a student. I'm always on every training I can get on. I'm always trying to learn. I'm always trying to get better. And I have lofty goals, right? So to be in a position where, people are whining and complaining about what's going on right now. People whining and complaining about COVID. People whining and complaining about their job. People whining and complaining about got to pay their membership. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, you cannot make excuses and make money at the same time. They don't go together. It's like oil and water. They don't mix. It doesn't mix. But guess what? The same situation that people are complaining in right now, not now, but right now, somebody's winning at a high level. Somebody's winning at a high level right now. Out of all the stuff that's going on in the world, people are winning. People are going Chairman 100. People going Chairman 250. People going Platinum 5,000. People are winning in the same market that some people is called complain about. See, what I want you guys to do, what I'm trying to talk to you, is I'm trying to give you a body blow to the stomach, but I'm using cotton gloves, right? You're not going to feel the full impact because I'm saying, what I mean by that, I'm saying it with love. But guys, you got to get mad at your situation. You got to get mad at where you are right now. You got to get mad when you say, you know what, I got to make arrangements on the arrangements. Right? You got to get mad at, you know what, I can barely pay my cell phone bill. You got to get mad at saying, man, I don't know if I can pay $174. You got to get mad at, driving the kind of car you're driving right now instead of what you want. You got to get mad at not being able to travel the way you want. You got to get mad at not living where you want. You got to get flat out mad at whatever your situation is and take that energy and go out there and get this thing done. And the way to get it done is those action steps. So when I say get mad, that's internal energy. That's energy that you have to put into play is going to help you get to where you want to get. I was talking to a young lady today, made all kind of excuses. Well, I'm going back to work. I said, listen, I had Chairman 50 working 60 hours a week. I was working 60 hours a week with no team when I started I Am Mastery Academy. I was out of networking for 3 years. And I hit Chairman 50, again, working 60 hours a week. You can't make no excuses if you want to see success. Success don't care how you feel today. It don't care if you got a headache. It don't care if you got a stomach ache. Success don't care if your money is low. Success don't care if you got low energy today. Success don't care if your boyfriend tripping, if your wife tripping. Success don't care about none of that. It don't care about none of that. What it cares about, what are the action steps you're doing today towards that worthy goal? That's all I want to know. That's all success is asking you. What are you doing today when you wake up that's getting you closer to the goal that you want to hit? That's all I want to know. All the other stuff, hey, listen, I'm not Dr. Phil. I don't need to be a psychologist. I don't want you to call me to motivate you today. What should motivate you is what? How many commas in your checking account? How many zeros, how many digits are in your checking account? That's the motivation. The motivation is not having enough time. The motivation is not having enough money. The motivation is not being able to do what you want, when you want, however long you want to do it. That's the motivation, but that's internal. See, your pilot light, only you could turn that up, turn that pilot light on and off. That pilot light, only you could turn up the flames. Only you could turn up the heat. That's up to you. It's not up to Andre Campbell. It's not up to Ahmed. It's not up to Simon. It's not up to Greg White. It's not up to Gilo. It's not up to these leaders to tell you, to motivate you to do what you should already want. That's why you're in this business. You joined the business because you want to elevate. You didn't join the business to stay mediocre and stay status quo. You want to go out on a limb. You want to be an impact player. You want to be a person who people can say, I want to be like that. I want to be a six-figure earner. I want to be a six-figure trader. That's why you got involved in this business, not to just be in the business. Anybody can join our business. All you need is $235 freaking dollars. That's not impressive. What's impressive? Becoming an impact player. What's impressive? Going the extra mile. What's impressive? Not making a freaking minimum your maximum. That's what's impressive. What's impressive to me is, are you burning midnight oil? Are you doing presentations every week? Are you doing 3 phone calls every week, right? Are you duplicating your leaders every week? Are you recruiting people every single week? I sponsored 7 people this week myself. I'm always in phase 1, always. In the midst of what? People don't know what happened in my household this week. Had to take Tamara to the emergency twice. Life happens to us all. She fell off the porch on the swing I didn't fix correctly. Had to take her, she had a concussion. People don't even realize all the stuff that goes on in life. But guess what? Life happens to everybody. I'm sure everybody on this call right now has some type of story what happened to you over the last 7 days or last 14 days. It was like, wow, man, this could have easily knocked me out the game, right? And we all have problems. We just don't, leaders don't really discuss it because you know why? We all got them. Problems, we all got them. And it's funny because you either in a problem, just left one on the way. So how are you reacting to the problem? I understand the problems are going to be here. But the way I react to it is like, I still got to do my calls. I still got to do my presentations today. Even Tamara, when she was in the hospital, she's in emergency. I'm in the car because I didn't want to go in there with all the stuff going on. And I'm on the car doing 3 phone calls while she's in emergency, right? She told me to stay in the car, just so you know, right? But what I'm saying to you is I don't make any excuses. I don't make any excuses when it comes to why I can't build my business. Because you know why? Excuses no one wants to hear. Excuses no one wants to hear. And, it's just crazy, man. I look at some of these people who are hitting Chairman 10 in our company, who are in business, who have no business being in business. Hope you guys understand what I'm saying. And these guys are Chairman 10 leaders. And then you look at yourself in the mirror and say, you know what? Is that person sharper than me? Is that person, more well-spoken than me? Does that person have the right type of energy that I have? Why is that person exceeding and I'm not? One thing I want you guys to understand is this. When you look around the scope of what's happening in the I Am Mastery Academy, if somebody's winning at a high level, that doesn't mean that you're losing at a high level. That just means right now it's just not your season, right? What you want to do is look at it as inspiration that, you know what? This guy did it. This young lady did it. They handled it through all the adversity, right? And you want to look at that as inspiration, not as something you are trying to compete with. And a lot of times people can get what I call analysis paralysis when they start to analyze everything going on. You'll knock yourself out the game simply because you're paying attention to what everybody else is doing instead of what you need to be doing yourself, right? Because you don't know that person who went from Chairman 10 to Chairman 25. I was listening to Justin Owens on the call. People didn't know that the person in his group that hit Chairman did 75 presentations in a week. They just see the glory. They don't know what that person went through for that entire week. It's like driving down, a major highway in Utah. You see all these big mountains with the snow caps, and from afar, guess what? That mountain looks real pretty. But get up in there. Get up in those mountains. You got bears, you got coyotes, you got wolves, you got snakes. It ain't that great when you get up in the mix, right? So everything from afar, it looks good, but guess what? You still gonna go through it. Doesn't matter what situation you're going. You're trying to be a six-figure trader. You're gonna blow an account. You're not a trader if you haven't blown an account. Trust me. I've been baptized many a times, meaning I've blown my accounts. I've been to the River Jordan many times, but it was all learning lessons, right? So what we have to do is you have to think if you blew some type of money, you blew an account trading, guess what you just did? You just paid for your first semester at Morehouse College. You just paid for your first semester at Spelman College. You paid for your first semester at Harvard, right? And what I mean by that is we go to school, we pay them thousands of dollars for 4 months of a semester of education, right? You don't make any money. You don't make any money. But then you come after 4 years of student loan debt way up over your head, and somebody's saying for 52 weeks out of the year, you only worth $50,000 a year. So is it worth, if you blew $5,000, if you blew $1,000 here, that's no money for one. For two, just look at it, you just paid for your first semester in college. You're just paying for your PhD. So for me, when I first got involved with trading, I came out the gates running. And I'm sure a lot of it was luck. I'm sure a lot of it was, just being in the right place at the right time. I was just a young gunslinger, turning $500 into $13,000 in my first month. I thought I was a Wolf of Wall Street. Guess what happened? Hey, John the Baptist was like, come on down. John the Baptist was like, come on down. We're going to go get this baptism right now. And guess what? Each one of them were lessons, but the average person who's weak-minded will say, man, I lost money. Oh, man, this don't work. How much money am I going to lose? Can I continue doing this? I said, you know what? People get filthy rich in this game. If I got to pay $100,000 in this industry, if I got to lose $100,000 to become a millionaire, I'm going to do what I have to do because I know that people become 8, 9-figure earners in trading. So that's the type of mindset I had. I said, you know what? I know I'm going to lose some money. I know I'm going to lose some money because you know what? Trading has risk. But I wasn't the type of person that was so weak-minded because I lost a few dollars that, knocked me totally out the game. Now, I'm all to the good because I've made all my mistakes. I've learned each loss was not a loss. It was always just a lesson. Self-inflicted wounds. Every time I talk to people, they say they lose money. Send me a screenshot of your trades. You got $1,000 accounts trading US 30 doing $1 lot sizes. I'm like, who told you to do that? Who told you to do that? We got to use common sense and not be playing the victim like it's everybody else's fault. We got to start taking ownership because, ladies and gentlemen, wherever you are right now, it doesn't matter if you are really good at your trading. It doesn't matter if you're, lagging, going to your next rank. You're exactly where you were supposed to be. You're exactly where you were supposed to be right now based on either your belief, your activity, your thoughts, your words. You are exactly where you are supposed to be. So what we need to do, ladies and gentlemen, we need to retool the machine. In other words, you got to recharge your battery. We got to get you a pit stop. Like if you're in the Indy 500, you got to go around the track 500 times, right? Guess what pit stops are for? Pit stops are for the driver to get some water, change the oil, put some gas in the car, maybe change your tires. It's so you help you finish the race, right? What we need to do is some of us need to get a mental pit stop. We can say, you know what am I doing wrong? Am I doing enough 3-8 phone calls? Am I doing enough presentations? What are my thoughts? What are some of the things I'm saying on a daily basis? What's rolling off my tongue every single day? What am I visualizing for myself every single day? You got to get a mental pit stop over here and recharge the vehicle, right? So you can finish your race because guess what? Getting the chairman, it doesn't matter if you're at the checkered flag and you're the first chairman or you're the 1,000th chairman. It makes no difference. You just need to get to the checkered flag. That's the key. We just need to get to the checkered flag. So if you run out of gas on lap 499, guess what you got to do? You got to run. You got to walk. You got to crawl. You got to do whatever you got to do to get that one lap finish. You can get to the checkered flag, man. So you guys, we're your mental pit stop. We're your crew. We're the people that's going to help you change your tires. This car right now is really a pit stop. It's a pit stop. So we're going to change the tires for you. We're going to put some high octane fuel in you, right? We're going to wipe the windows down for you. But you're the driver of that car at the end of the day. You're the driver of that car at the end of the day. Only you control how you're going to turn the lap, what you're going to put on, you're going to push that all the way down on the gas pedal, or if you're the person pulling the emergency brakes on that car. You are in total freaking control. But guess what? We want to help you get to the other side. That's why we're here. So what I want you guys to do is believe in yourself. Start to watch some of the things you say, because if you see it in your eyes, you believe it in your heart, you speak it off your tongue, it is already done. So let's start to really exercise our thoughts that way. Let's start to exercise some of the things we say, some of the affirmations, right? And if you're not tuned into Bob Proctor, He's teaching us all this stuff. If you're not tuning into that, ladies and gentlemen, you're really flat out missing the boat, man, because your thoughts, they become a real thing. Your thoughts become a real thing. If you're thinking a certain way, what you think about, you're actually bringing about, okay? What's up, buddy? So what you're thinking about, you're actually bringing about. See, for me, all the other stuff that's taking place in my life, my only focus right now is helping people hit chairman and going chairman 100 for myself. That's my only goal. Right now is I know I'm going to become a 7-figure trader. That's already done. My goal, everything I do in life, I don't go out hanging out. I don't do all of the stuff people think that they probably think I do. I'm a homebody. Guess what I do all day? 3 phone calls, launch calls, calls like this. This is what I do 100% of my time. Because you know why? I see it, I believe it in my heart, and I speak it every single day, right? So I want you guys to start to, even if you have to fake yourself out, become the person that you want to attract into your business. You cannot attract a person that you want to become in your business, a leader, if you're not giving them something to at least want to be a part of, right? So if you're walking around with fear and doubt written all over your forehead, people don't want to run with that. We need to run with people who have conviction. We need to run with people who have a clear vision, right? We have to run with people who have that burning desire, the work ethic, and more importantly, a low IQ level means I am not going to quit so easily, right? Too many times we find that people with high IQs, which means they quit in a whim, 30 days in the witness protection program, right? We need to find people with low IQs because this game is not for the swift. It's for the person with endurance. And you guys know in all of my leadership, the main thing I talk about is endurance to finish the race. So, ladies and gentlemen, I didn't even think I was going to speak. I'm just a student right now, and I'm out here painting some stuff in my house, trying to get some stuff done on this honey-do list that's been getting at me for the last 5 years, trying to take advantage of it. Listen, I love each and every one of you guys. I wish you guys nothing but the best. But listen, we got to make the last half of this year, we have to make this vertical season. It's no time for playing games, right? Either we're going to be the hunters, or we're going to let everyone else in our life be hunted. If you're not going out there talking to people about your business and having grand openings for your business, all you're doing is letting your other people be able to come and talk to people that you would talk to because you're waiting. You're waiting to say, my friends say I need to get they need to see me become a good trader before I start talking to people. People wait to see your testimony before you go out and share the business. I'm gonna give you guys some advice. If you're ever saying that, if you hear somebody say that, I want you guys to hit them right between the eyes. See, I know people making $1 million a year selling dog food, and they don't eat one can of it. I know people selling $1 million worth of dog food a year, and they're not eating one can of it. What does that mean? Who cares if you have a hell of a trading testimony? Does that mean the industry doesn't work? No. Who cares if you're waiting to see what I do? What if I'm not a great student? What if I only tapped into one training? What if I only looked at one video at I Am Mastery Academy and your friend is waiting for your testimony to see if this works? It doesn't matter if it works for you or not. It's going to work for somebody. Guess what? The people who brought me into business, guess where they are? Witness Protection Program. They're in the Witness Protection Program. But guess what? I felt it. I believed it. I wasn't going to take their testimony for mine, right? They didn't have the endurance to finish the game. And guess what? Some people on this call, hey, you're gonna be a casualty. Some people on this call are gonna be a casualty too. I'm gonna tell you, everybody don't have the goods on this call. I hope that you have the endurance. I hope you have the belief. I hope you have the thoughts in your mind that you can make things happen, right? But some people on this call are not gonna finish the game. I can tell you that right now, right? We're gonna love you. We're gonna always be your friends. But don't be one of those people 3 to 5 years from now where I am is just a giant, a titan in the industry. And these people on this call who are platinum 150s, platinum 600s, are now chairman 100s in our company. And you're going to get that pain and regret when you got to have a conversation in 3 years from now saying, man, I wish I did. I wish I would have stayed. I wish I'd have did this, right? Trust me, the next 3 to 5 years of your life in this business is set your whole family up financially free. You just have to be the catalyst to go out there and make it happen. Don't listen to the naysayers. Believe in your goals and dreams. And know that it's your inalienable right to go chairman 10 and chairman 100 in this company. But you have to believe it up here first, right? You got to see it with these 2 eyes, right? You got to believe it in your heart. You got to speak that joker every freaking single day. So with that said, Andre Campbell, my main man, I love you. I hope I didn't kick in the door waving the 4-4 today. But listen, I love you guys. See you guys at the top. You guys enjoy your day.
Boom, boom, coach. That's what we call him, coach here. But everybody put an 8 in the chat. Put an 8 in the chat. Brother, we love you, and we sending prayers out to wifey. Tell her to get well. Fix those porches. Wow. Shut it down. Shut it down. My main man I met, he was having issues there with the internet connection. Everybody also put another 7 in the chat for our man, John Yandler from the UK. Shut it down. The training also. Powerful, powerful call tonight. We got so many phenomenal leads on this call. And my man, Greg White. I want to get Greg White to say a few words before we close this out, and a few other people. My main man, Greg White, you there? Greg G Money White. Let me see if he's on. He may be painting. I don't know.
Yo, can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. What's going on, champ?
Bro, all I can say is Don Julio. Enough said. Don Julio.
I know what that is, but I don't know what it is.
Listen, hey, Coach Young, Lawrence Young, bro, so many nuggets a day. You know what's so important? Our man, Jama, Andre Campbell, for everybody that's on this call, is the people that's on this call are the people that's supposed to be on this call. For those that are not on this call, for whatever reason, man, I'm sorry for your loss, man. You can only get this right hot up the press. A lot of nuggets that was dropped. Internet marketing, social media, Fiverr, things to do to be able to take your business. LT Lucas, all the young people, Stelly, everybody that's on this call, guys, let's go to work. That's it. Yo, we just left the fueling station. I'm super pumped up. We gassed up. Don't wait until tomorrow. Let's get off. Let's go to work. Let's do what we got to do. Remember this, and Andre Campbell. Mrs. Lawrence Young, I don't know if Lawrence Young can still hear me, right? Guys.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Don't get it twisted. I spoke with a few people that got the game locked. They got it twisted, bro. They think that they're caring about how people think about when you present or, you know, about marketing, about exposing this to other people. Guys, if you are trading, if you're looking forward to trading, if you like what we're providing on trading, think about what you felt when you first paid your money. And that's what other people are going to feel, the ones that want it. So there'll never be traders if they wasn't builders. You got to go build it, man. You got to build it. Don't let anybody deter you from that, guys. Game's on lock. Enough said already. Enough said. Back to you, Mr. Andre Campbell, Lawrence Young, Ahmed. Love you guys, man.
Hey, appreciate you, brother. Thank you for all you're doing, boy. That Don Julio, bro. Save me a glass. hey, the next person I want to go out to someone, a lot of respect for out on the West Coast. This guy was already a multi-million-dollar earner in another business before even doing this. Phenomenal leader in his own right. I want to see also a great singer, great inspirational singer, if Mr. Gilo Morgan's on the call. Gilo Morgan.
I am, and I am blown away. I would sign up again. And I'm just impressed with everything that has been presented today. I want to give it up, first of all, to Lawrence and Tamara Young for their incredible leadership and everything they do for me and my team. I want to give it up to you, Andre, for everything that you do, man. SPX King, love it. Want to give it up to Greg G Money White, man. We have just locked arms and created a movement. And we are personally going to impact 1,000 families with this information. This is too important to pass up, you guys. I'm so close to P5,000. And what it's going to take is me utilizing everything that I heard on this call, by me not being ashamed. There's nothing to be ashamed about. I've got something good. I'm going to tell it. I'm going to skillfully get this information in front of whoever there. If you're walking, if you're breathing, you need to be trading. Guys, it's a blessing to have this opportunity. It's a blessing to be attached to such an awesome company, awesome leadership. Guys, it's three things. It's education. You're going to learn how to do this. It's apps. You just use the apps to take the trades. It's experts like Andre Campbell, guys who you just follow their trades, do that over and over and over again, all the way to success. We are education apps experts. God bless you guys. Take care.
Hey, brother, we appreciate you. Hey, listen, ladies and gentlemen, I want you to hear from someone else, a young gun. Lawrence mentioned her earlier. She didn't know I was going to call on her. This young lady just came in, only 18 years old, is poised, is phenomenal in her own right, just hit Platinum 600. She's working with LT Lucas. LT is a phenomenal testimony himself. So I just want to see if Miss Sophia Gillian is on the call and can say a few words. See if she's on.
Andre, I want to say thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to speak and just, talk to everybody about my journey and everything. So I just smashed P600. My right hand in this business is LT Lucas. We're starting a revolution for all the millennials, and it's called Retire by 25 Revolution. So we want everyone who's under 25, we want to get them retired by the time they hit 25. us ourselves, I'm 18, he's 19. We're planning to retire before 21, but that just gives people that leeway to retire by 25. Even if you're older than 25, we want to give everybody the opportunity to see that there's financial freedom available for them, that you don't have to work that 9 to 5. I've worked a part-time job. I quit because of this company. I feel so humbled and blessed to be able to say I will never work a full-time job. I will never be a slave to corporate America again. And, we're really just here running it up. We want to expand this globally. We want people around the world to feel how amazing it is to be a part of this incredible company and trade and build and just spread this wealth. That's really the goal here. So I just want to thank everybody for being on this call. Amazing, amazing nuggets from Mr. Lawrence Young, Ahmed, Andre, everyone, Greg, Gilo, amazing leaders in this company who have contributed to my own success. And, going to the top, Chairwoman 750 on the way. Thank you, Andre, back to you.
Hey, thank you. Congratulations once again on P600 on our way to P1000 for everything you're doing. You guys heard it, retire by 25. These millennials are killing the game. I wish I had something like this when I was 18 years old. Amazing, life changing. Hey, I want to go across the pond. There's another young lady on this call, phenomenal leader in her own right, working with Simon Charles over there and just making things happen. I met her here when she came to South Florida. We chopped it up, went out, had a great time. I want to see if Chantel is on the call. Let me see if Chantel's on the call.
How are you? Thank you so much.
Hey, what's going on, Superwoman?
I'm good, thank you. Thank you so much for having me on the call. I feel very humbled and very special. I want to pass it back to you for giving us amazing, amazing training on trading, as well as your trades. I really love them. I'm really grateful for what they did for me and the team. Thank you so much, Mr. XT. I also want to give it back to Lawrence Young and Tara Young for always being there for me and the team. I just came back to my meeting and I'm so humbled. I'm so fired up after this training, and I really appreciate you guys for all that you do. I'm running with the team. We're Wolves. We're going for it. We're going to get it. Thank you, guys. I'm going to pass it back to you.
Hey, thank you. Thanks, Simon. Tell him I say what's up. Hey, the next person I go out to, this young man just coming in a short period of time too, has a phenomenal story. His father's actually the founder of one of the biggest record labels in the country, probably perhaps in the world. A young man is coming in. He's leading the movement that retired by 25, making things happen. So I want to see if LT Lucas is on the call. So I think he's still here. Let's see if LT's on the call.
Yes, sir.
What's going on, champ?
What's up, man? How you doing? I'm doing good today. Hope everybody here is doing great. Amazing Saturday morning. Learning a lot. I'm very grateful to be here. Grateful to take in all this knowledge. And I'm thankful for the opportunity. Always got to thank God. Thank God I met Andre Campbell, Greg White, Lawrence Young, and just the opportunity to lead something huge, something that's going to change a lot of people's lives, impact a lot of families. And that's what we're doing here, me and Sophia and everybody else that we already got involved. We got a lot of momentum. We planted something big, something great about to happen throughout the entire world. And I'm just thankful to be at the head of it and be a leader. I appreciate y'all for allowing me to talk and just hearing me. And let's just keep going, everybody. Let's take it all in and let's make something great this upcoming week and the rest of this year. Thank you.
Hey, brother, thank you. Congratulations once again, your team, the movement you're building. And I know you don't need the money, but brother, but hey, one thing I found about wealthy people, they always looking for a way to earn more, to help more people. So congratulations, looking for you to be at Chairman 750, because I know you're going all the way to the top. Another lady I want to get on the call. This lady's somebody I have a ton of respect for. She owns her own company, credit card service, all kind of things. Phenomenal mother, also wife. I want to say Miss Yvette McCrae from South Florida is on the call. I don't know, she may be cooking or something. Yvette McCrae, let me see if she's on the call. I saw her earlier. Going to once, Yvette McCrae, can you hear us? We can't hear you. If you can hear her, unmute. Okay, Yvette may be doing something busy. Let me see what's going to bring on this call. Where's Mr. Ken Hester? I don't know if Mr. Ken Hester's on the call today. If he's still around here. Going through this. And once again, ladies and gentlemen, listen, this week we believe it's going to be amazing. Definitely plug into all the training, all the systems, all the information is here. Everything is ready for us to go to the next level. Your trading, become the best proficient trader you can. Also, what I tell people all the time, we've watched this company growing out to a multi-million-dollar company, on our way to a billion-dollar company. 5 years from now, this will still be a great opportunity. But guess what? Right now, it's a once in a lifetime opportunity. This company, I Am Master Academy, will never, ever be this small again. So if you miss Apple, Xerox, all these other companies, Google, Facebook, LinkedIn, Uber, if you missed all those opportunities, now is the time to take advantage of. The question is, are you the right person? This is the right opportunity. We have the right products, the right tools, the right leadership, the right CEO. Everything is in place. That's why right now, I think we just hit our 300,000 members, customers throughout the world. I remember we were talking about hitting 100,000, 300,000 strong and growing. We want to take that to 1 million people, lives that we impact around the globe. You want to make sure that you're getting your share of this. As far as the trading, once again, this week coming up, plug in. And here's another thing I want you to understand. That training I gave you, right? Utilize the 2% rule. Take all the trades. People always ask me, Andre, should I take this trade? Take them all, but utilize proper risk management. And you know what? At the end of the day, at the end of the week, the end of the month, you will see a profit. And that's what we're here to do, make money, earn money. Listen, we're not going to prolong this call anymore. We've been going about 3 hours. This thing turned into a super Saturday. I'm fired up. I'm ready to sign up again, ready to get it in. Everybody get out there. Also, last thing, for those of you who also want to build a huge team and you don't know how, go to secretprofits.com. Click on the system. Click on Team Building IBO. There are 8 videos there. You're 8 videos away from chairman, from an extra, as Greg White says, an extra $10,000 a month. It's right there. Those 8 videos there. I want to thank my man, our Mad John over there. He had problems with the internet, but great training. This thing was recorded. We looked it up. Everybody have an awesome day or night, depending on where you're in the world. As always, I'm willing you prosper in life and in business. Let's go.
Thank you so much.
Let's go, let's go, let's go.